pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh. Good morning. Commissioner McClure and I are in. Commissioner Adler is out today. He will be calling in, I think, here in a little bit. Miranda's here and the county attorney will be in shortly. We'll start with the board minutes from the meeting on May 5th.
Okay, so I only have one question, and that's in the new hire paragraph. And I think that needs to be put on the agenda because of the fact that I don't see where we've made a motion to do these things, and it needs to be ratified before, and it wasn't. So, I mean, the minutes are good, but we just need to make an agenda item to get what we decided motion.
Do you think that we could do that during the road report? When Scott called in, we can all discuss it and
Yeah,
make a motion then. Since he's already kind of started. Maybe,
anyway,
if that's what you think.
okay, so I make a motion that we accept the board minutes for May 5th, 2026.
I'll second it. Public comment? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried passed. I forget that I'm gonna have to motion second them all around today. Well, just throw something at me if I'm just kind of. You know. All right, the first one is a letter from Montana Department of Transportation. It's letting us know about their 2026 to 2030 statewide transportation improvement program. They'll soon publish a draft of their program. In an effort to reduce costs, they're offering an opportunity to review and comment on the draft online with a link. The comment period runs through from now until June 10th. I don't know if we can post that link, maybe,
Yeah, that happens online, but I can.
okay,
Yeah, Commissioner's page.
just in case anyone wants to click on the link.
Yeah.
Comments after it comes out. This next one is from Mako. Oh, sorry. Paper stuck there. All right, so this next one is an email from Ed Dominich. It's about the water levels at Georgetown. He's wanting us to reduce the current outflows so that hopefully we will be able to get close to full pool again, which I think we requested, or Brad Learman requested a new report from Todd Blythe, so we'll be looking at that under the dam tenders report here later. Oh, sorry. Been one of those mornings already, right? All right, this next one's from Mako, email. To make us aware of the infrastructure summit taking place
May 20th through the 21st in Billings. Summit will cover Montana infrastructure, winds, the federal infrastructure funding landscape and review of Montana's infrastructure needs. We gave us a link to register. I think we won't be able to attend because we got the FERC deal
Yeah.
that whole week, but maybe they'll send us a summary or something of it afterwards. Next letter is from Susie Browning. It's in regards of the road and bridge superintendent position. And she's requesting that we look into it and look into funding and not rush into a decision on this. So this next email is from Blaine Bradshaw. And he forwarded it on to us from Lee Tangedale, from up at the Georgetown. And he's asking also about watching outflow from Georgetown. Saying current conditions are very similar from last year. The lake has been dropping recently, snow from Peters Meadows about gone. He's just kind of letting us aware of what we are aware of and going to talk about today.
And input is always welcome from lake users.
Yep.
Lake users,
Huh?
lake users, lake residents.
Residents. Reservoir. All right, the next one's from Montana Department of Administration. So this is dealing with the Montana Single Audit Act. And it requires all local governments to file an annual financial report with the Department of Administration within 6 months of the end of the local government's fiscal year. I think it's something we do every year. It's kind of just probably a reminder.
So this depends on how much federal funding we get.
Okay.
And this would have been done by our auditor. And it wouldn't have been done this year because he just did the audit for the year before.
Right,
So
we got 6 months from.
Yep.
The fiscal
Yep.
year ending.
this would be something that we could also visit with Sarah to see if there is going to be needing an annual audit for federal funding. Because if you don't meet the requirements, then you don't have to do the audit.
Right.
You have to have so much money coming in. So there's my 2 cents.
This next one is counts from Justice Court one for the month of April.
And FYI, these are disbursements that go to the state that've been collected by the Justice of the Peace. Each line item shows where it goes to
the state.
the state.
This pressure then kind of the other, it's from the Montana Department of Transportation. It's just another about their 26 through 30 statewide transportation improvement program. And a little bit of a bulletin going over, there's this, or is this actual the plan?
That came separate from. That came separate from the other thing. It's just a newsletter on.
Yeah, it's kind of a newsletter, and then they got a map on here, all the projects maybe through they're gonna do. From the state highways, more federal highways. Morning, how are you?
Good.
Any public comment on correspondence? Alright, with that, we'll open up into public comment on matters within commissioner's jurisdiction. How are you today, Blaine?
Good. It's back. Same.
Same.
Sorry.
I go in Thursday to figure out the fate.
Go
Figure out which route we're going and when it's gonna happen.
That's not fun.
So it ended up being the same disc. I thought it was different disc, but it's the same disc I ruptured 2 hours ago.
So it's.
So I can't change everything, so now we gotta go in and gotta figure something
Redo.
out. Oh. Go ahead, Derek.
Good morning, Derek Campbell here. So I had a question after I was on last week's meeting. There were a couple of things that I noticed during that meeting that seemed a little out of whack. First off, there were a couple of votes taken that were not on the agenda, items that were not on the agenda. I think the other thing that I noticed was, I believe you talked about the bids for the roof. Maybe that was the week before. And basically, oh no, maybe that was last week. Anyway, it's all a blur. I'm sure it is for you too.
The roof was last week.
Yeah, the roof was last week. So anyway, my question is those bids were not made, were not put in the meeting documents for the public to take a look at, to be able to comment on what was in the bids, whether there were differences in warranty, et cetera. And there was none of that discussion during that. So I'd just like to ask that, that stuff be made available for us to be able to look at, because I think there's a huge difference in the price. I think it's $150,000. And I would wonder where that $150,000 is, what is constituting that big difference in price? Are there actually any material differences in the bids? So the other question I had was, the public comment period at the beginning is for items not on the agenda, correct?
It's for both.
Okay, but I have been in several meetings where you have asked people to wait until an agenda item they bring up during the open public comment, a topic that will be discussed later in the meeting, and you have consistently asked them to wait until that time till that is brought up later in the meeting. And then last week, it was, oh, well, we don't have to talk about this because we had open public comment earlier. And I don't think that's actually correct. I would really like the commissioners and the county attorney to look at that a little closer and issue a clarification on how that actually should be working. So that's all I got. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Derek. Any other public comment?
So on Derek's comment, the 910 agenda item is on public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction. And then on other agenda items, we do have public comment after every agenda item. So I can see where, when you mentioned that both, I think the first agenda public comment is on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction. And then we do have public comment after each agenda
It is
item.
up to the chair for public comment on each agenda. Every agenda item doesn't need public comment, so it's up to the chairperson to decide if they're gonna accept it or not. So like last week, for example, since you brought up like the roof bid, I know there's people wanting to talk about it, but we just accepted the bids and we made a motion to accept the bid on contingencies of funding. And today, and we put it on the agenda for today, and today will be the day that we will take public comments on the roof bids. And we will figure out if we have funding and all
Okay.
that stuff. To clarify or to answer his question.
Blaine Bradshaw, County Attorney. So yeah, the commission only has to take the comment one time, but you can take it later as well. I guess my advice would be if you're not gonna take it later on, let them know at the start of the meeting that, that you just have the comment at the start. The, issue with the bids, they were sealed bids, so they couldn't have been put on online. They were only open in that meeting, but they could be put on now if they're on, are they on
No,
now?
I'll put 'em on.
Okay, they could be
I have.
put on now.
Oh, go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, so I think I understand what you guys are saying there. I think the problem is that discussion and vote wasn't even, so there was no warning that was even going to be discussed at that point. So there wasn't an opportunity for the public to talk about it at the beginning because we didn't know about it. And then when we asked to talk about it, when the vote took place, it was, well, we're not taking public comment. So that's where that gets a little frustrating as someone who's trying to be involved in this process and, expects some transparency and that kind of thing. I think that's, I would be a little more careful with how that is handled. So thanks.
All right, thanks, Derek.
Commissioner's office.
Yeah, this is Tom Rice, Dillon, and just calling to say there'll be 2, possibly 3 of us for your district meeting on the 29th.
Okay.
Okay, for that, and then I was gonna ask too, it doesn't matter to Tom, I'm the chair of District 12, I'm dating myself back when you guys hosted and you were in the museum, and I read you there again. At least I know where I'm going. It's up to, I would say it's up to the chair of the Granite County if they'd like to run the meeting, or what I am the district chair, I can run it, but I'm visiting your county, so it's up to you. You might talk about that, and Chantel will get us an agenda, and then we just work our way down through the agenda. But Anyway,
Yeah, if you're interested in running that, that would probably, I mean, you can go ahead and do that, cause, oh, I'm sorry, I'm Paul Kolaski, the chair here in Granite, but I'm probably gonna end up getting back surgery, so I don't even know if I will be there for the meeting.
oh my, yeah, well, good luck with your back surgery.
Right, so, yeah, so if you're interested in running it, you can, by all means, we're fine with that.
Okay, well, it's, my wife, she likes to walk your street up and down over there, so
Oh,
she
yeah.
might be out supporting the Chamber of Commerce while we're in the meeting.
Okay. Sounds good.
So
Okay,
question,
well,
Tom, question, is that something, this is Blanche, is that something that we have to notify Mako that, you're going to, as chairman of the
to
district?
the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll get a hold of Chantel there at Mako, and then when she, the agenda is pretty structured, you know, the District 8, there needs to be an election and da-da-da-da-da. And she guides me through it. She does most of the work and all I do is repeat what she said.
Okay,
So,
thank you,
but,
Tom.
you know, I think, that'll work and I look forward to being there.
Yeah,
Thanks for hosting.
Yep, all right, sounds good, thank you.
You bet, bye.
bye.
That works.
You come.
All right. We're a little bit behind here, but we'll move into weekly report on road and bridge. I know I talked with, the Phillipsburg crew here toward the end of last week, Wednesday or Thursday. And they were wrapping up Upper Willow Creek Road for Bladen. And then they were gonna move and start hitting like Travelers, Rumsey, all these smaller roads kind of closer to town. And then, I don't know what the Drummond crew's doing, we probably give maybe Scott a call. Cause Scott's been kind of talking to them.
I thought he was gone for the
He
day.
was gonna call in for the road report, or we were gonna call him, I never did hear back which way we were gonna do that. Maybe give an update on what the north end of the valley is doing. So 406. 240. 3541. Yeah, 'cause I didn't know if he was gonna call in or we were gonna call him when we got to the road.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
I know he was busy today, so we're all right with that. I'll try to, maybe after me, I'll get a hold of Sam down at the north end there and kind of get an update to see what they're doing. I'm guessing they're still blading roads down there. Right, Bear Gulch and Fairmount.
So Blaine, question on road, on the new hire. We never did do a motion to hire him or to, confirm pay during CDL training or the start date. Is that something that we can do now, or would we have to put it on the agenda?
We all agreed on it last week, but we never made
Yeah,
a
we agreed.
motion on it.
There was no motion made on it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll entertain a motion.
so make a motion, confirm. What's his name?
John Bullock,
John.
John Bullock.
Bullock. I'd like to make a motion to confirm the hire of John Bullock. And that he will be doing CDL training and confirm pay during the days he is in training. And his start date was what date? Today, the start.
Second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed. And I guess, we can move on into this next agenda item. I put this on the agenda or on the agenda to discuss it more. Since we kind of discussed a little bit of it last week, but I'll give you the floor.
So, let's see, you have on, whether we should post a notice and scheduling interview times for a supervisor's position. And I feel at this time that we shouldn't be advertising or filling the road supervisor position. And this is based on, financial constraints with the road fund. And, we need to this
Right, Scott.
Commissioner's office.
Hey, Francis Scott, Commissioner.
So we're in the middle of the road and bridge superintendent job opening posting notice. And my opinion is at this time, we should not be advertising or filling the road position. And this is based on the road budget, which is in financial constraints, and it's trending toward a deficit. And I think proceedings with recruitment and hiring for salary would create an ongoing financial obligation that may not be sustainable under conditions. I think, in the interim, the road department operations should continue under existing personnel at this time.
Okay, I totally agree with you on a lot of that. I just thought that a person better start looking. It's just like today, we're missing guys again, and they called at 6 o'clock this morning, now they're short, and then you don't know what to do with them. And I don't have the time to really go and look and see or get them moved around.
And well, I think at this time, Scott, we need to have a meeting with the road crew. That's vital on going forward until we can see if the supervisor is an affordable position.
Okay, but I think a person should be looking, that's what I told you the other day. It's not that we're gonna get one right away, it'll be a couple months or better anyway.
Well, you can't advertise and say it'll be a couple months, and then if we change our mind, tell them, oops, we changed our mind. I think when the position is confirmed that we can't afford it, then put it out there. I mean, that's the common sense.
And
I just thought, no, that we could actually put it out there, and it's not that, I mean, we're not saying we're hiring, but I mean, we better start looking. I don't know, that's my opinion.
yeah, and that's kind of, I mean, that's where I was kind of why I put it on the agenda was because if we did go that route, I mean, we're probably not gonna have interviews for another 3 weeks, it's gonna be the 1st of June. Or first week of June there, because we're not having a meeting next week, we're busy with work and then the week after that, but.
I even thought it'd be after July when we looked into the budget. I mean, I just thought it'd be something to start looking if we can even afford it, but at least that way, if we'd be ready to go, if we could, but if we can't, we can't. I totally agree with Blanche. I know we're in a hell of a shithole, but I'm scared to. It's just like today and yesterday, the guy missed yesterday and today. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, but it's like, what do you do with the rest of the guys when you're trying to, well, 2 missed, one missed, one from Peabody, one missed, one from Drummond, and another one from Drummond today.
Yeah, and I think like what Blaine probably answered this, cause he kind of touched base last week on, like, if we advertise it and then we end up not having the money or we can't do it and we don't I mean, we can't advertise it and then just take it away, can we?
Well, I think you need to, I think, you need to look at your financial situation and make your decision. If you made the decision and then something changed, I think you could, if there's a substantial change in your position, financial position, then you could change that, but I think you need to, I don't foresee that happening. I think you need to make your decision and, go forward with
After
it. So
we
if you
have
have,
financials,
yeah.
so,
Well, that's the thing, that's why I figured it'd be in July when we're starting new budgets, and I think
Yeah.
we can, I'm totally with Blanche what she's saying, I understand that, but
me
I
too.
guess if there's something does happen, or at least we're prepared, cause if we lose another month or better trying to find somebody after the physical, then we're getting further behind.
Right. And and the other thing is, I mean, we have so much going on here in these last 2 weeks of, May there, with FERC, our inspection,
Oh, yeah.
it might be something, we could table it until the 26th and maybe have a work session to kind of look into the road budget for next year, you think, Blanche?
I think what is starting out, what we need to do is have a meeting with the road crew
All right,
and get their opinion and absolutely talk to them, then go forward. Because right now, we don't have budget power at all to hire a supervisor.
Oh, hell no, we couldn't do it right now. There ain't no way we can do it right now. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you, Lance, and I agree totally. Like when we talked about sitting down with the road crew, we need to even see if they wanna step up and do, that's the next thing. We might not have to get a supervisor if they wanna step up and take
Right.
over.
so should we, reach out to the road crew and have them come in on the 26th then to meet with them?
Yeah, I think so, don't you, Blanche?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll just go from there and then, then we'll have a better idea what they wanna do.
Yep. And make it a mandatory meeting, so they have to be in here, so we can get everyone's,
Well,
thoughts.
yeah. Nope, I agree with that.
So
I
that-
just don't wanna jump into it too quick,
Right.
just. 'Cause we're hurting, that's for sure.
Yeah,
And it's not looking any better with the price of fuel and stuff going up.
no. So,
So,
do
alrighty.
you have any, like, where are the guys at the north end of the county doing? I kinda gave a spiel of what the south guys were doing, or the south end was doing, but do you have any?
Sam had Jake come down and help him with putting the new cutters on that blade before they, ruined that
Oh, right,
piece.
yep,
And they were working on that yesterday and today. I never left my house. I've been sick.
oh, okay,
I'm just trying to make it to this funeral day. I've been like just bad sick.
no,
So I'll try to get a hold, but I know the one guy didn't come in today. He had a funeral to go to. But
okay,
it looked like, it must be Steve and Sam and Chris are there.
okay,
So, but no, we definitely need to talk to them and see if, I'm not worried about the parts deal.
right,
It's just the money deal, the biggest thing.
yep, for sure.
Alrighty.
All right, well, I hope you feel better and are
Yeah.
able to go to your funeral today.
Yeah, I hope I don't throw up.
All right,
Bye.
thanks, Scott. Bye.
Bye.
You also had a letter from Suzanne Browning, did you see that?
Yep, we,
Okay,
I
did you
touched
respond to
base-
that?
yeah, I
Okay,
touched
right.
base on it, on
Okay. The,
correspondence.
I did want to respond to the issue of the resignation. Number one, you didn't have time to put it on your agenda because it was during the weekend that you received notice of it.
Yeah.
Two, you did have an agenda item for Road and Bridge. The resignation basically is a formality. They've resigned, you gave notice of it. I don't think the commission did anything wrong.
Okay. I didn't think so either. Go ahead, Elena, for public comment on road and bridge.
Thank you, Elena Gagliano, for the record. I think it was Blaine who brought it up, Susan Brownie's letter, and I thought some of her points were very important to answer, the budget and everything else. So I think it should be dealt with and a response to her as well as all of us. The other thing too is I was just wondering, you say budget and you can't afford it. If Paul Alt didn't resign, you'd still be paying him, wouldn't you? And normally, usually, when you need a supervisor, you, from within, you get someone who's interested first before you advertise it. And you can have a foreman. There used to have a foreman before that was a separate job as a road supervisor, whatever it's called. I got so many papers in front of me. Road and bridge superintendent. You had a forum. You need somebody if there's a problem. I think you call somebody and to give a weekly report or something. I couldn't understand. You called somebody and you had the telephone number. I heard that. And there was no answer. It went to voicemail. You need something a little bit more definite than that, especially since you have an accumulations of letters from people that are very upset about the road conditions. I mean, this is a major problem right now. And so, again, I think the letter should be addressed. He had some very good points, especially the budget. You just can't say we can't afford it. Well, what does the budget look like? And again, if he didn't quit or resign, you'd still be paying him that amount, which, by the way, happens to be the second highest paid in the county, which should be revised. So again, offer it to anybody. You do have a road crew right now, somebody who would be interested, and then have an interview and based on their record and whatever. And then if you can't find anybody, then go into a newspaper. But I really do, you need somebody. You just can't leave it up in the air. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Lana. Go ahead.
Gail Leeper, so a couple of things, can you guys have a special meeting with the road crew to facilitate that faster? And then just because Drummond is going through the same kind of thing at the time, ours is a little bit different, but like an inventory be done from, depending on like how much that would cost from an outside person, because speaking from us, there's so much other stuff to be done. If you have a person that's already working to do it, that takes away from out there. And then I just thought, my thoughts with having a audit done on that fund, the road and bridge, just because from what I looked at, and this was 4 months ago, there was $2.6 million of PILT money given to the road and bridge fund since 2017, I believe, on and above their budget, their regular budget. So, I mean, I just think that might be it might be a good time to have a specific audit in that department. Thank you.
Thanks for comment. I agree. I mean, I think we're gonna have to go through this road department's budget and dissect it and go through it with a fine tooth comb to weed out a lot of stuff that I don't think probably needed. But for sure. And then to answer your question, kind of like next week or on the 26th, yeah, we'll have Oh, maybe we'll have to kind of figure out, but we'll have a select time of the road coming in on the 26th, just since we got FERC next week, it's gonna be hard to do a special meeting, so.
You're talking about like an evening meeting or, okay, so you're talking about
Oh,
an evening meeting.
okay.
Yeah.
Which that's, I mean, yeah, we can look into that too, I guess. Figure something out, see what, I mean, first deal is we'll just have to reach out to the road department, see what works best for them, I guess.
So, this Blaine, one comment on the preference, I mean, that could be, that you just advertise in-house if you have a preference, or it could be you have to take interviews and give that person that's already employed some type of preference, points or whatever, so it could be done either way, but something to consider.
Go ahead, Derek.
Hi, Derek Campbell. Yeah, I tend to agree with Scott that I think you should be you should at least be accepting applications. It doesn't mean you have to doesn't mean you have to hire anybody, but if you start 3 weeks down the road accepting applications, that's 3 weeks that you're losing without supervision. I don't know that, and say, hey, a decision will be made later, but we are taking applications. So anyway, thanks.
All right, thanks.
This Blaine. I agree that it needs to be hurried up, but I think you gotta make your decision on whether you have the position or not before you.
Had the funding.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a misrepresentation, you put it out there that you're hiring and then don't hire, that's not right.
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, no more comment. We'll head into solid waste weekly report. So here from, the Phillipsburg solid waste site, Bill got delivered to the new, slip tank there. He did contact me, I think Friday or Saturday, I can't remember what it was. There's on the pump, there's a bad weld on one of the fittings, so he had to go and pick up some new fittings to replace those. Phillipsburg is accepting wood for the burn pile now. All the ashes are all picked up and good to go, so they can start, collecting or taking wood for the burn pile. And for the Drummond site, kinda looks like they're kind of the same old stuff here, had another hose break, it looks like. Didn't they have a hose break the week before too? Thought they did,
The Drummond site,
yeah.
there was the, compactor and the backhoe were out there, but
So it looks like,
they've been fixed.
looks like the compactor broke another hose on Saturday. But they got a new one made for it, so. Must have been the other hose. So. You have anything on solid waste, Blaine? Any public comment on solid waste or anything? All right. Oh, go ahead, Elena.
You. Am I unmuted?
No, you're good. We can hear you. You still there, Elena? Can you hear us now? Elena?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yep, we got you now.
Thank you. I kept hitting *6 and it kept saying I was muted and I can't unmute myself. Okay. As far as solid waste, weren't they supposed to give you a written report or something? Or call in? Having, I brought this up a while ago. There should be a written report. So this way you have it. It becomes part of the documents. If there's any problem, there should be something that is written.
We get one every
And,
week. That's what I read off of here. There's a written report that was sent in to us.
Well, this should be for the people to read also. There should be a document so that we can keep up with it. Not that it's just so, well, we'll decide this and I have the burn pile and I didn't hear. There should be more information. This is for transparency. There should be something written so that people can go back on. And if you make a decision, you know what you decide. Yeah, I think something's going to have to really be done regarding transparency, public comment, and maybe you should revise your rules and laws because they all contradict themselves. Thank you.
Thanks, Elena. All right, moving on. Dam tenders report, Georgetown, is Brad on? Everyone's on?
Brad Marshall.
So we got the product license report here. See, so the flows are about normal at 97% of average for April anyways. And looking at his report, I think we're doing pretty good. We're on scope. We did lose a little bit of ground last week. That was kind of surprised, but we're still getting pretty cold at night. We're currently at 6428.93. We're 6.84 inches below full pool. We lost about half an inch, I think, this last week. I don't know, I mean, we're going back, we're kind of losing ground here the last couple of weeks, and the irrigators, we got 3 days before we gotta be at 30 anyways. My feeling is probably stay or back it off to 30. Do you have anything, Brad?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think yeah, I'm surprised that the elevation dropped as much as it did the last couple days, or the last week. So yeah, I'm with you. I'd probably drop it to 25 or 30. And obviously on the 15th you're going to go to 30, but I'd even drop it to maybe 25, just try to gain a little bit, but
Okay, because what do we got, like, 3 days?
yeah, right.
Friday, so, yeah, I mean, what do you feel, Blanche,
So drop it to 25, knowing that on Friday it has to go up to 30.
Yep.
To gain some back, is that what you're saying? Brad?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sorry. I mean, I'd be okay with 32. I understand it's kind of weird to drop it just for 3 days, but I'm definitely surprised how much it's lost this week for sure. With
So
we had warm weather and you can see North Fork Flint Creek gauges went up quite a bit, but I don't know why the lake's not really gaining. It makes it seem like the groundwater is just not there, because the surface waters went up, but.
well, I haven't been up there in a while, if, the Silver Lake's really low, it's really hard to gain these last 6 inches on the reservoir up there, so, I don't know, Brad, have you been up there? Is Silver Lake still way down, or?
Silver Lake is,
Yeah.
Is it?
I was there just a couple
We're
of
probably
days ago.
losing water that way, Good.
This explains. You guys get the letters from lake owners,
Yes.
Yeah.
Ed Simonich, Lee Tangendall. Had a call from John Groom, they're concerned that it's not gonna fill.
Yeah, I talked to John Morgan as well. So,
Okay, motion? Do you make two motions, like, or just one
It could
motion
be one motion.
to lower to 25 today, and it'll go automatically to 30 on the 15th of May?
second it. Public comment?
Brian Clark, from Yellowstone Lake. Is there I had to think we only got 3 days left, and I knew that from now, but is there a way we could just go to 20 and then go up to, so we could get a little bit more, so we don't have the, because I know in June or July or August, they're gonna ask, the lower ranches are gonna ask for a little bit more. And if we can get as much as we can up there, but I know we don't have much, time, but the better, because I plowed all winter, we didn't have much going on, I don't see nothing. It's not higher countries a little bit, but not much. I mean, the frost is on the ground already, I mean, we're already putting docks in, I'm already digging for the summer, I'm kind of worried about this right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I mean, it's also supposed to get up to 80 this week, and if we quit freezing at night, 'cause still that high country's freezing.
Yeah.
So once we start freezing, I mean, if we shut our way back, I mean, it hits 80 degrees on Wednesday, Thursday, and it's only getting to 50 at night, there's gonna be a lot of water coming out, I mean, there's still, maybe it'll be probably what's left up there, but I wouldn't drop it to 20, I mean, we already we don't wanna dry this stream banks out, because then it just takes that much longer to soak those up, I think 25 is good. And then go up to 30. Justine?
Sorry, I was having a hard time hearing the last person that spoke, but I just wanted to mention the correspondence, which Blaine already did. So they're already sending concerns, and it sounds like the person that just spoke expressed a concern as well. So just ask that you keep that in mind with your decision. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried and passed.
Blaine, the 25 is still probably a temporary modification, so I'll send the email out.
Oh, yeah, cause we're, it's over 10.
It's, yeah.
That's our report. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Elena Gagliano again for the record. Just please correct me if I'm wrong. I can't check the minutes from last week because those haven't been put up yet. But Warren, didn't you decide to go up to 35 last week? So it wasn't 30, I don't believe. It was 35.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So you're going to be going from 35, and that's probably why it went down so quick, to 25. From 35 to 25, correct?
Correct, and on the 15th, they'll go up to 30.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to clarify, because it wasn't 30 last week, it was 35.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're a few minutes early here, but we'll move on to special Board of Health meeting. Health and safety conditions at the Wagon Wheel Apartments in Drummond. You want to give some
So-
background?
Blaine Branch, over, Dr. Khan on and the other board members.
Here is on. But not the other board members. Debbie's on.
You don't have a, you don't have a quorum without,
Michelle and Jessica.
they said they were gonna be on, or do you?
Didn't hear from them after, email.
We're a couple minutes early
Yeah.
here, but.
Might wanna, we potentially call them too.
Do we have their numbers?
Emails.
Hey, Kara, do you have any, do you have their numbers at all, the other board members? So they can get on?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me look and see if by chance I have Jessica's. I do not.
Should Chad be on?
Huh?
Chad Lannis. Is he gonna be on?
He's here.
Oh, where?
And it's on the quick.
Okay.
So who said they were gonna?
Jessica and Michelle are the other two
Oh, okay.
board members.
There's the numbers for Jessica and Michelle if you want. Home.
Okay. Oh, that's the hospital, forget that.
This is Debbie. I sent a text to Michelle to see if she can jump on.
Okay, Debbie.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hi, Chad.
Oh,
Morning.
good morning. Morning, Chad. Morning, guys. You don't have a formal update, what then, or?
Yeah, I think, I could, go over to Dr. Khan and we can, but hopefully they can, one of them get on.
You got your mirror.
Deb, did you get a hold of her or did she get back to you at all?
I have not heard back from her.
Maybe give it a, yeah, a couple, we got people that came up for it, a couple. It's not gonna be very long.
Give it a few more minutes, yeah.
Okay, I have Jessica on the phone and either her or Michelle's gonna jump on real quick.
If you want them on a call in on that phone.
I think if they're talking to her on speaker, you'd be able to pick it up
Oh, yeah.
for them, but,
Alright.
Okay, Michelle's jumping on the call right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jessica.
Alright.
so, this is Blaine Bradshaw, Granite County Attorney. Had some ongoing issues at the Wagon Wheel Apartments, there in Drummond, 316 East Front Street, where the, owner, lessor has let garbage accumulate there. There was a correspondence between myself and him, Sam Martin Jr., where he agreed to remove the garbage by, last Monday. It didn't happen, and so Dr. Khan had a local health officer issue an order that had given a time deadline for the garbage to be removed. Do have some of the tenants here from the apartments there. I believe potentially talking to them to see how the current status of things. I know garbage was removed, but there's also issues with no water there, no potable water. So some things need to be brought up before the health board.
But anyone want to give comments to the health board?
We are currently working on the well.
Give your name.
Yeah, can you state your name?
My name is Glenda Brady.
Yeah.
I am one of the tenants in apartment 1. There is still some furniture left out. We don't know if he's saving it. It's pretty rubbish furniture. But the well is not dry, like he has told us. He has pulled his permit to get a new well from the DQ. And so we put in a new well, or a new pump to the well, and right now the well, it's siphoning an air leak. And so Jim is working on that today. And so we can pull water and water to the apartments. Sam Martin Jr. is not responding to none of us. We have asked keys for the west building because the power is all in my name to everything. And it's just getting out of hand. because he's refusing to pay any power to the restaurant. So all that's been disconnected, except for in his building, which is the east building. There's a tenant in that side that is paying his power. And we don't think that should be happening. And he's paying Sam's power plus his. And we agreed to like split the power between everybody. And so, you know, Justin has agreed to move over to the west building to kind of consolidate the power. But Sam is refusing to give keys, he's refusing to talk to anybody and everything. So we don't know what else we can do. If we can order the keys to be given, we can consolidate all this.
Sorry, Chad and I asked sanitary, how many people are occupying those apartments right now? How many apartments?
There is two, and then us, and then Justin and his daughter. And then there's Darcy living above the restaurant, and that's it, and then Sam himself.
Okay, so 5 or.
Yeah.
This is Blaine. If there's not tenants there, I'd be recommending that the Board of Health close it. Because but putting them out on the street isn't a good thing for health and safety either. He's been, as far as the issues with utilities, he's been charged with felony theft. Junior has been, so that's a separate issue from the Board of Health. Issues with the keys, I don't know that the Board of that'd be outside the scope of the Board of Health. The issues with the garbage is taken care of. That's a big plus because that was a huge health and safety issue. And mounds and mounds of household trash there. Sounds like they're getting the water taken care of. Basically, Sam Martin Jr. just abandoned his role as owner, and Glenda Brady is basically the de facto manager there. So I think he needs to be ordered to get the water going there. So that's one of my recommendations to the Board of Health. It should be on him to get the water going on.
Not the tenants. Yeah, I agree with that too. He should have to, get the well going and have potable water. I mean, there should be criminal charges on that anyway, that they're in there if he's paying or he's collecting rent, not providing potable water.
So he's been charged with theft, public nuisance. There may be more coming down the line, but I think the Board of Health should order him to have the well fixed within so many days. Yes.
What are you guys thinking, Deb and Kira?
I mean, I agree. I think from a Board of Health standpoint, the question is the garbage in the water. I mean, I would defer to Chad a little bit on how do you assess that fixing the pump is going to fix the water entirely and have a potable well or water source, as opposed to having to re-drill the well. The last information we had gotten was that well was dry. So making sure that the solution is the right solution, I think, is important. I think unfortunately, a lot of the other concerns about what is he doing as a landlord and is he providing what he needs to provide is kind of outside the scope of Board of Health, outside of the water and the garbage side.
Yeah, thanks. I agree, Dr. Khan.
Yep, I agree too.
We're being the water.
Hi. Sorry, it's Michelle. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Okay, sorry about that. I would agree with that. I guess my follow-up question is, do we know what the water table data shows?
Okay, well, let's revert back to the gentleman working on the well.
James, I had an apartment 1 at 316 East Front Street. So yesterday when I dropped in a foot valve to hook the pump up, I ended up having to pull a section of hose back out, put another section on it. And from what I can tell right now, there's 25 to 30 foot of water in that well. I'm about 40 foot down, and in 2 18-foot sections, I had water coming halfway up the second section. So there is viable water in the well, it's just a matter of getting the air leak fixed on my pump.
Getting it lower. So that's the other question. I was just kind of like, there's the groundwater now it's springtime with Clarkport coming up, everything's coming up. So, I mean, were they dry in August, but now it's got water, or is it?
That's hard to tell.
We had one tenant, that helped him with pull the other pump out. And he said there was a good 25 feet of water on that road, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and if we've got 20+ feet of static water in there, like, we never know until you really start pumping, but likely there's enough water in the aquifer to supply. One thing I would say is that once we do get that pump reestablished and pumping, I'd say let's immediately, somebody somewhere, let's do a bacteria sample right away. Once we get it going and kind of get everything flushed out again, just to make sure that it's safe.
That could be.
So,
But they order.
sorry,
Go ahead.
just my follow up to that. Has there been any other reports of dry wells in the region with a similar depth well?
The town mayor's here and public health, and they're saying no.
Okay, thanks.
So Gail Lieber, so with those 5 or 6 people being there, our concern is a wastewater system. And how are those people flushing their toilets? Any of that, because of that could clog on that property, could cause a main clog on our system. Now, we are taking precaution of flushing that, but as the water gets turned back on, that could be a big influx into our system. And the hardest part with that is we're doing a wastewater project now, splitting the lagoons, and we can only discharge into that at certain times when they're working on this system, and we have somebody on staff, and we have Great Divide to help us with that. But my biggest concern, now that the garbage is gone, is that the wastewater system doesn't overload for the rest of the people in there.
I may have missed this, but can you confirm, are they on a city sewer or a community sewer?
Town sewer.
So they're on town sewer and on well water, correct?
Correct.
We all have our own wells in Drummond.
Say that again?
We all have our own wells in Drummond. We do not have a municipal water system.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. If it's on city sewer, I'm surprised that we would have a concern for discharge. Can you explain why you anticipate that with such a small number of residents?
Well, creating waste if it's piling up where in the wagon wheel system, unless they're flushing through, so we don't know any of that information. When we checked the lines yesterday, there was a lot of dry material in that, so we're flushing that line today. But if there isn't, and maybe you guys can explain that.
Okay, so I work for Park Logging. I have borrowed one of the firefighting water tankers that we have there at the shop. We are bringing in non-potable water for flushing and doing dishes at this point.
Thank you.
So this, my recommendation would be an order from the Board of Health, directing the owner of Wagon Wheel Apartments to have it well fixed and to have a test.
Gail Lieber, so with that, Wayne, having the order, if there's no compliance, what happens, I guess?
He could be charged, with misdemeanor, and then I guess the, other remedies would be, shutting it down. It does sound like they're getting, I mean, the tenants are getting the problem fixed, but the order should go to the owner. And so, ultimately it may trickle down to them, but I think the order should be directed to San Martin Junior.
Yeah, it sounds like the tenants are the ones doing all the heavy lifting here in the field, so.
Yeah.
But obviously, for their own good, for their own health, get the water going, so it sounds like you gotta know what you're doing with the well.
Yeah, I grew up running these jet pump and.
Great. They're lucky
Blaine?
that you experience, yeah.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I think somebody else had a comment.
It would me. I don't know if there's a way to do this or not, but if the tenants are essentially footing the bill for both the repairs and any of the testing that has to happen at the moment, so that they are able to remain in the housing that they have, and our options are either, have the, create some order so that the owner of the building has to repair the well and pay for the testing, or close down those apartments. Is there an opportunity, or is there a way to say, as a part of that order, that if the tenants pay for whatever repairs are needed, that has to be deducted from their rent or something like that, so that they are recouping those losses? Or is that something that can even happen?
Well, that's the default law. That, I mean, if he's abandoned his duties and they have to do it. But we could put that could be put in the order.
But then at least they would be protected, that if they choose to remain in those apartments and pay for the repairs, if their landlord is refusing to do it, essentially, I mean, a misdemeanor on his part or any sort of charges on his part doesn't fix their housing situation. And so that at least would protect them from the financial implications of doing those repairs if they chose to do that. And he would be unable then to collect rent, saying that wasn't part of the agreement.
Agreed, other than he is set for six months plus here that he's filed bankruptcy and hasn't. But I think what I would do, the remedy is to add it to criminal restitution, and then bankruptcy does not get around that. Yeah.
So do they entertain the motion for all this?
So it could be from any board member could make the motion.
Go ahead, Elena.
Okay. Thank you, Elena Gagliano, for the record. I'm a little confused in following what happens in Missoula. And there are a lot of properties in Missoula where they condemn the property if there's a problem. So wouldn't you go ahead and do the process of condemning the property, proper notices and everything, because it is, affects health, and I don't know how these people can live there under those conditions. And one other question, have any of you attended the Legislative Water Policy Interim Committee that they had yesterday? That was an eye-opener, folks, and it had to do with wells, new wells, old wells, checking wells. It would have answered a whole bunch of questions you had. I'll tell you that much. I don't know if they'll have the podcast on, but it was a very interesting interim committee and a lot of discussion about our water quality. I'm surprised nobody was there, especially none of the commissioners. Thank you.
I want to respond to that. So, the Board of Health can, I just said it, the Board of Health can do an order of closure, but in the meantime, you have some tenants there that are, affected, so, I think that Board of Health should consider that. Two, we don't have, I mean, right now, there's not a question of wells before it's fixing the well is the question for Board of Health. And so, the side issue there, and it's important that they're doing their legislative committees, but that's not the issue before the Board of Health right now.
Okay, Derek.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I mean, curious of the wisdom of the tenants to be investing money into this property when it sounds like he's looking at bankruptcy, et cetera. Will that property even could have a new owner, could have, I just wonder if that is the right approach.
It's either that
long-term,
but they don't have a place to live. And I've said I'll go after the criminal restitution for them. I'm not, you're right. They have risk. The tenants do, but this appears to be their only option that they think they have or do have.
All right, I'll entertain a motion from the Board of Health.
So maybe Dr. Khan can form that motion.
So she's not a board member.
Oh,
she's the local health officer.
How would we form that motion?
You want me to help you with the language? I would move to issue an order to San Martin Jr., giving him X number of days to have the potable water in place there and tested at his expense, or face criminal charges.
Okay.
And the number of days would be, I think it should be just a few, I mean,
like 10 days.
Yeah,
So-
lower, yeah.
Okay, what we're saying right now is we're making a motion to have the owner liable for
directed to have
get-
potable water there and tested that's good. Within X amount of days or face criminal charges.
to set standards of living conditions.
No, I think I would just keep it specifically to the water.
Okay, so
Garbage.
the
Well,
garbage is taken care of,
That
apparently.
it could say that he continues to maintain
Okay.
a clean, reasonable environment.
Okay, I'll make a motion to have the owner
San Martin Jr. Be ordered
to have the water potable
at Wagon Wheel Apartments within
within,
X amount of days.
how many days? 30? No, 5 days?
5 days.
7 days.
Yeah, we've been out with that water for months now, so.
Then 7 days, have it tested as good, within, or face criminal charges.
So is Chad, are you part of the board? Or are
No.
you just?
I'm not a member anymore. I'm also thinking of.
Find it.
You, Commissioner Adler, Commissioner Kolaski, Jessica Martin, and Michelle.
So at this time, I'm not ready to vote. I don't feel I have enough information about what the criminal charges would be, what the obligations of the board are. And I apologize, I don't have the legal components of this, but I think that's really important. If we're going to expect people to do certain things with their property, we need to make sure that we're doing it within our rights to make that. And it may be the case, but I don't have any of that information.
So, there is a statute that says to violate an order of the Board of Health is a misdemeanor. Separate statute that allows the Board of Health to make these, orders, issue them. So yeah, it'd be a misdemeanor. And, amongst amongst the remedies. You could come back and do another special board of health meeting and look at closure if he's not gonna fall through. But, everything, in my legal opinion, everything you're doing here is, correct pursuant to the law.
Because I think someone else mentioned it, but in my experience, it would be a notice that the facility is uninhabitable and that, anticipate closure. If there is an interim step that we can do, I'm amiable, but I haven't heard of this as the process. I've always heard of it as a notice that the property is considered uninhabitable because the tenants are not being given the appropriate access to healthy water, et cetera. So,
well, there was facts presented that they do have a well or a tank that has water in it for cleaning and for flushing toilets and so forth. So that the interim plan allows the tenants to stay there and not be out on the street. If there's a closure order, they're going to be out without an apartment. So this interim order is basically the only reasonable way right now.
So circling back to that, what is the basic requirements that the owner has to provide? Are those being met by the water that they're being given? Do I like this scenario? Not at all. But as the Board of Health, our role should be to determine, are their basic needs being met? So if you're telling me that they have access to water, whether it's a cistern or whatever, if they have access to water, then that is access to water. So are you telling me they do or do not?
So they have to bring in bottled water right now.
And is that being provided for them or not?
They have to pay for that themselves and deduct it from rent.
Okay.
But there's no part of the scenario where the owner is doing things right under health and safety rules. So either if Board of Health doesn't act, the local health officer can. But I encourage the Board of Health to act here and to assist the tenants, at least here in the interim, and give them 7 days to get a potable water system going.
Okay, that motion's been made.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
I'm abstaining.
Okay. Deb?
That's not a voting member.
Oh.
So yeah, it passes.
Right. Motion carried, pass.
May I ask a question?
Yep.
Michelle, why would you abstain? Why would you not just vote no?
Because I don't have enough information. Voting against it could prevent something from passing, and I do not have the knowledge legally to be able to weigh in on this. So I'm just abstaining because I don't want to discourage something. I want these people to have access to water, and I want them to have all their needs being met. And it just seems to be some gray area, and I am not trying to prevent any movement for people who may have more knowledge than myself.
I will draft the order and have the sheriff post that on the premises. So you there.
All right. Thank you guys for getting on.
Thank you.
For showing. Have a good day.
And I've got information on labs.
Yeah.
To do that bacteria testing, so, we'll make sure you have my number, and once you feel like the pump's up and running and working appropriately, then I can run down and help you do water, so.
I'd appreciate that. Hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours, I'll have the water running.
Yeah.
I hit a little bit of a brick wall.
Well, thanks for going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do at this point.
All right.
Unfortunately, that's how it is. You need a place to live, and water would be pretty nice, so.
Yeah.
I'll just do the order for Mr. Klasky's signature, and then you only need to do one signature on
Okay.
it. Fuck it.
That works.
That's fine.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a good day. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we're a little bit behind here, but we'll jump into the DNRC RRG grant with the Granite County Flint Creek Dam Improvements Project. It's this big one, I'm guessing.
And Justine's on the.
Hi, Justin, how are you?
Good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you.
Good.
Okay, what is the background? This is $750,000
This is for the dam.
or
RRG, so it is it 200,000?
The grant is for 125,000. Project costs 155,000. So 125,000 with the grant, and then the county had discussed a commitment of $30,000 for a match.
Right, okay. And this is just a signature of this, what we've already gone over in the past.
Yeah, the application.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just the applications. Do we need a motion now?
yeah, I do have a motion.
I'll entertain a motion.
On
DNRC,
approval for the Great West Engineering.
the
RRG grant, DNRC, RRG grant, Granite County Dam improvements.
Yeah, motion to approve that.
Approve that.
Yeah.
I'll second it. Okay. Public comment. All in favor? Aye.
Comment.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena Gagliano, for the record, and I do have property in that area. I'm a bit confused, sorry to say. I know there was something on, I'm looking at it, a letter to Michelle McNamee, and then there was something else, uniform application for Montana Public Facility Projects. Are these part of what you just agreed to, or is this separate?
What do you?
I know this one says 30,000, but it says Montana DNRC Renewable Resource Grant, matching requirements and all that. And I'm looking at the documents. I wasn't sure if this was a different thing or there's a letter to Michelle McNamee and also another form that was filled out. And I think
What's
by
your
you,
question?
Paul.
Question. What are you confused about?
Well, what are we talking about? Are we
We're talking
talking about this one?
We're talking about a grant application with the Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation. And that letter was the match that goes along with it.
Oh, it was. Okay. And I assume that you did check the letter or the certification before you sign it. I hope you did. So thank you.
Thanks, Elena.
Thanks for your legal advice.
All right. Did this come back to you, Justin? Brando get it to you? Yep. All right.
Yep, that would be great if she could go ahead and just send the signed copy of the signature page from that uniform application and for the letter of commitment to funds that is addressed to Michelle McNamee. That'd be fantastic.
All right, cool. Well, they're signed and whatnot, and then. Are you sticking on for the comprehensive assessment inspection agenda item as well, Justin?
Yes, sir. I can stick around. And I think I see Jess right on the call here as well. So, but I'm happy to stick around for that call. That agenda item.
Okay, so we'll move on to the 10:30 agenda item, the comprehensive assessment dam inspection. For the Flint Creek project update with HDR. We're on, there's Jess. Morning, Jess, how are you? Oh.
Hey there, can you hear me now?
Got you now.
Okay, perfect. So I hope you all are doing good today. I just wanted to jump on today to just check in for next week. We're scheduled to be out on Monday morning for the inspection. I sent Miranda an agenda, so hopefully if you haven't seen that, we can get that to you for the inspection and for the workshop next week. I just wanted an opportunity to get on and see if there were any questions that I could help answer ahead of next week, or if anything else came up. But otherwise, I think we are pretty set to go. No decision really needed today, just coordination really for next week.
Jess, this is Jackie Wolfster with DES. I was wondering
Hi.
if you knew kind of what a time to set that, we have to schedule the alarm test from the sheriff's office. So I was wondering if you kind of had an idea of a time so I can visit with them.
You're saying setting an alarm test for the sheriff?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're the ones that push the button, I guess, for lack of better terms. So there was wanting to be a test that was on the original papers on the test or on the siren system.
Okay. I wasn't tracking that, but that's something we can add. I think maybe do you have an idea of a time that works best? If not, I think we can just propose a time and make that time available for the team to be part of that.
Well, yeah, it's whenever you guys say, it's just so I can let them know, and I'm presuming that you would be down in the campground to hear this, or?
Yeah, I think that's something that we weren't aware of, but let me or if others have, I haven't heard that yet. So let me follow up with the team. I've been coordinating with them today and this week. So
And it was on that list that we see from Jeremiah.
Okay. Okay. I'm opening that up right now.
Is the agenda you're doing is it for the whole week that you're gonna do a draft agenda?
Yeah, there's an agenda for the whole week for next week.
Okay.
That was put together both for the inspection and for the workshops that follow.
Yeah,
There's a chance that we start the workshop on Monday afternoon if we finish the inspection early enough. Yeah, and I'm looking at what Jeremiah sent. I think the big things he was looking for was making sure that the left abutment was mowed. That it was grown up last year, I think, during the inspection while FERC was there. And getting ladders for access to the spillway and outlet, and then a boat on site as well. But I will follow up on the alarm, Jackie, and get back with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The ladders and boat are on the county to provide. Okay, that's very good.
Okay. Like that.
And yeah, the agenda should be, posted and whatnot.
Paul called me yesterday and he doesn't think it needs to be mowed or weeded. It's not very at all. Yeah, talent. I ended up losing him, but he doesn't think it needs to be.
The slope's good enough.
Yeah.
I haven't grown at all yet.
Yeah, I said it hasn't grown.
Perfect.
Hey, this is Justin Everts with Great West. Just a couple things to add. I got Jeremiah slated. He'll bring down an air monitor and a clean air intake for getting in the valve vault. And then in addition to making sure, it doesn't sound like things need to be mown up there, but if Jared or somebody could take a look at any vegetation or algae that's built up at the bottom of the spillway or the outlet works and make sure that's cleaned off. I think they've been just pressure washing that or hosing that off prior to the inspection. That'll help make sure things are clear and inspectable for everyone on site.
Okay. And then Jess, you guys did obtain like a confined space permit, right, for getting down into that dam?
We did the checklist and talked with Paul as well, and our understanding that it's a non-permit confined space for that. With putting a blower in, having gas meters, and then we'll have retrieval system also. I talked to Jeremiah about that. I think it's maybe the configuration might be challenging for that, but we'll have that as well. But if you understand differently that it is permit confined, that would be good to know now so I can adjust. But we've been through the checklist and kind of looking and chatting with others that it's a non-permitted entry.
Yeah, that's good. I was just checking to see if you guys look into that or not.
Yep, we have. We have safety requirements for our company anyway that we have to follow certain protocols, so we're doing that and taking care of that.
Okay, sounds good.
And we'll have a backup gas meter as well. Justin, I know Jeremiah and I chatted last week, and he thought it would be good to bring a backup, so we'll have a backup as well. But I think if we can get the blower started as soon as we get there, that would be good to start getting fresh air in there for when we're ready to enter. We'll have very limited folks entering that based on the need and the risk of it. So.
Right. Okay, sounds good. Is there anything else for an update?
I think that's the big thing. Once you get the agenda, if there are any questions, anybody can reach out and let me know. Otherwise, we will be there at 8:30 on Monday morning and look forward to being there. I don't know if there are any other questions for me that you all have.
Anyone?
Well, one of the things, this is Blaine, wanted to bring up is, I think the public has a right to be there at the gathering point where you initially do it, but actually going on the full inspection tour, that's not allowed.
The gathering point's gonna be at church, right? Chapel area.
It's like your chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, public can be there and that's as far as it go.
Yeah.
So.
And we'll be wearing safety vests.
Yep.
Safety vests.
Yes. So, all right, well, no one else has anything, then I guess we'll see you on Monday.
All right. Well, thank you all. Look forward to it. And Jackie, I'll be in touch with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Justin.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. So next agenda item. District Field Officer for MT Disaster and Emergency Services, Kristen Brinkley.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is literally a face to a name. This came out of NACO. A commissioner was concerned that they did not know who their district field officer was, so I was like, is that true in my region? And I realized I probably was, so I wasn't good with that. And I just wanted to come in and just let you know, my name is Kirsten Brinkley. I'm a district field officer with Montana Disaster and Emergency Services. I've had this job for 3 years, but prior to that, I've about 25 years of emergency management experience on the hospital side. And I worked with Jackie when I was the healthcare coalition coordinator there. So I just wanted to say hi. I brought party favors.
Cool.
Got some business cards. Enough for everybody. Thank you. Your records. You don't want to run through that. And I just want to say, thanks for supporting your emergency management program. You're my only county that doesn't accept EMPG, which means you carry the full burden of this program. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate that greatly. I did have to work in a county earlier this year, actually last year, that doesn't have an emergency management program. And that was very obvious when we were in that situation. So I fully appreciate everything you guys do. I appreciate the support Jackie has. I hear from Jackie when she needs help. I hear from Jackie when she doesn't need help. She loops me into things big and small. It does a great job. And I hope that you feel supported. But I just wanted to make sure you guys knew who I was. If you have any questions about the program or about anything we can or can't do, please don't hesitate to reach out. If I hear from Jackie that you guys have questions about things, I'm happy to help answer those. But truly, that was it. I just want you guys to know who I am and to know that I'm available to you through Jackie. I don't want Jackie to ever not be looped into a
Right.
situation. But
Just sidestep Jackie.
I know she's kind of scary,
I know.
you know, like. But that was it. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, clean jokes?
I don't know. Any grants coming up that we should be aware of or any, or?
Oh, grants. Yes and no. All of the grants are on. It doesn't matter if it was, well, except for BRIC. And I checked and I don't think you have any BRIC applications out. So BRIC was opened up and released, but again, it's down to FEMA doing a review. We are actually coming up on the new fiscal year in July, and we usually ask for those applications to be in by the end of March. We haven't released money, not we. We haven't gotten the authorization to release money from FEMA to the EMPG recipients as far as Homeland Security grants and those types of things. We don't have anything, not even in the pipeline, not even them saying, go ahead and start an application process or anything like that. And I don't think you guys had a Homeland Security grant either, did you? I checked, okay. So yeah, I wish I could say yes. I wish I could say all of our funding avenues are open again. What can we do to bring some funds into your county? It's just, and it's not us. Oh, there's this big misconception that we have this money and we're not releasing it. The money is out there.
Up the chain.
And our grants gal just said, we just have not received the authorization to release it. But I do know that all of my counties that do receive EMPG, I called them all about 3 weeks ago and I said, I want all of your ducks in a row. So as soon as that's out, all we have to do is hit send and get those funds going. So the minute any of those become available, our grants office does a fantastic job of letting everybody know what's available, what you have to do, and things like that. But as far as right now, I'm sorry to say there's not. No. I wish there was. And I'm always on the lookout for things that aren't FEMA grants, that are just other type stuff and things like that. So, no. Is there a question I can leave on my phone?
Everyone's question by every county, any money out there?
Yeah. And you know, I have some counties whose programs are based on EMPG receiving that funding, and they carried the burden, but as well as the state, because our office is supported by EMPG as well. Everybody who's not receiving that money is carrying the full burden until they do get those funds. And like I said, the funds for the last year are there to be released. But we have received zero direction on what to do for this fiscal year coming up in July. So
Here's a question that the state seems to be doing pretty good as a whole. What do you think about that? As far as,
in what regard?
as far as safety and so forth, or there are no disasters here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a really, really strong preparedness program. We have an entire department that is, and I just want to make sure I read the rules. Am I coming up on my 3 minutes?
Oh, it doesn't apply to you.
You got a whole 15 minutes.
Oh, geez. Well, let me take a seat. We have a fantastic preparedness department. We are in the process of reviewing the actual state continuity of operations plan for the state level type events, and our preparedness plan for that. And that's at the Department of Administration level, right? As far as our office goes, we are moving into, along with the department, the National Guard, because we are part of the Department of Military Affairs. We are looking at moving into a new warehouse, which is going to be bigger, better, faster, stronger. And as soon as we get the okay, I'm going to be coming out to my counties and saying, I can't guarantee that we'll have these things in our warehouse, but what would be helpful to you to have, and then develop like kind of a wish list from there. And some things are pretty reasonable, and other things, it's like, hey, ask for it. The worst thing they can say is no.
Right.
You know, so Jackie did reach out and ask about some stuff yesterday. So I mean, he's out of the office, by the way. I'll find out about that for you though. So as far as preparedness goes, seems great. Nobody's coming back to us and saying no. And then on the response side, because I do work in the response bureau, we're strong. Our response bureau is very, very strong. We have a tight knit group of 6 district field officers that go out of their way to support each other. Something's going in that county, I'm like, hey, what can I do to help you? What meetings can I go in your place, or do you want me to go in place to that event or whatever that is? So-
And they call it midnight. I guarantee that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do want to add, we had updated our hazardous mitigation plan in 22, I believe it was. And then the state DES, they went to legislature and they gathered all that monies. And so we worked under them to do that. So we meet once a year. We did a big, there's an Eastern, Central and Western. And then we meet once a year and go through what hazards we still have, what have we fixed, what have we not fixed, and are there new ones?
What
So-
we know about that can't be fixed.
Yeah,
Those
and
kinds of
Gail and I met with them in March, yeah. So, anyhow, they're a great support system.
Yes.
So,
Cool. Anything else?
Anyone? Does anyone have anything for Kristen? No,
Awesome.
all quiet.
Okay, we'll call you.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you for coming in.
And check with Jeff on that. And Jeff or Doug? From the picture I sent you.
Oh, Jeff, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm really good at my job, I promise.
All right, well, thank you, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
So much.
Have a good day.
Too.
Okay. For calling claims, I'm gonna go tell noon, I'm gonna tell you unless you need me.
I don't need you to tell you.
I'll work on that order.
That order.
I'll-
Is everyone, I mean, we'll wait till 11 before we get started first, make sure
Yeah.
everyone's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well,
Didn't take me quick.
Well, yeah, the run. I
Oh,
know,
that's
same.
very
yeah,
Yeah.
I even have my stuff done.
Oh, did you get the bill for one?
Yes. I
Have we
just,
been doing that? I didn't.
yeah, I did it
Yeah.
last year. I just need to have somebody tell me if you want the same thing as last year.
What did they quarter or half?
You did,
Yeah, is that
We paid-
75?
70, but we paid them $100 last year, so that was my question.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
see you.
Thank you.
Right.
How about those? Oh. It's a long way, sometimes just.
Should take the elevator, take me to
So
Northern.
for what goes upstairs. Actually, I think of the other day after the meeting.
Oh,
It doesn't go that slow.
No, it's not bad.
No, it's fine.
Blanche and I took a ride one day. It is true.
Without getting on, just cream.
Also, I'm gonna be gone 28th through the 31st of May.
So am I.
Don't call me. My phone's gonna stay
I'll
on.
probably be gone for like 3 weeks after I get surgery.
On your back.
Ruptured disc again, same one I ruptured 2 years ago, I got surgery on. I go on Thursday to meet my fate, what we're gonna do or when we're gonna do it. Sometimes,
That's awful.
yeah.
I don't.
No, it's the worst pain. I would wish this on my own enemy.
My dad has
This is
that.
the worst pain I've ever been in. All right, we'll move into our 11 o'clock agenda, quarterly call with Burke. Kareem, are you on? There you go. Hey.
I'm on. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Hope you all are doing well too. Just wanted to, use this as an opportunity to again just check in quarterly with the county commissioners in regard to the Georgetown Dam, the project. We've got a lot of letters going back and forth over the last couple of months. So there's quite a few things that we're working on our end in terms of just getting up to date, making sure that we're ready for the inspection next week. Yeah, there's a lot of little bits and pieces here and there. We'll talk some more definitely next week while I'm there in person. So we're still on schedule for that. I will have one other person from our office, Kelsey Adamic, will be joining me. Kelsey's been on the project before, so we're gonna have two FERC people there and present for the PFMA and the IC inspection. So looking forward to that. We did get a letter, I guess, just to jump through a couple of things that are on my agenda, and then I'll let you guys, if you have any questions for me, let me know. But we just kind of confirmation, again, Monday will be the inspection, the annual inspection for FERC, for regional office, and also for the IC inspection for the Part 12. And that would be immediately followed by the PFMA. Then all of next week. We'll be on site for all of it. One of the things that we are looking for that will help us immensely is the digital project archive. So this is what the documentation that should have been provided to your IC team for their review regarding project records. That does need to get e-filed with FERC also. So we do ask that you do that. There was a letter went out a while ago. I don't have the exact date in my head at the moment. I apologize for that. Where we did ask for a copy of the DPA to be e-filed. So I understand it's a lot of documents. The filing can take a little bit of time depending on how much the county does have for actual records, but we do ask that you do submit that. And if you do run into any issues with filing of your digital project archive, either file issues or file sizing or just not working, just let me know. We can find a way of getting those to us in the most efficient way possible. But we are looking for that because that's going to help us in our review when we are looking at the IC report that comes in later this or beginning of next year. So that's going to be extremely important for us to have that information. So we're all looking at the same stuff. And it is part of the requirements of the guidelines that the digital project archive is e-filed. So I believe that's in chapter either 16 or 17 of the guidelines. It talks about it. So if you want me to send you that information, I can also just let me know. So, okay. And then next on my list, I did receive the owner's inspection form from Jeremiah via email, so I do appreciate that. I haven't looked at that yet. I'll be being candid. I was out another inspection last week, but I did see it come through. I will be looking at that this week in preparation for next week. And if anything does come up that is an immediate question for me, I will just shoot Jeremiah an email and CC the county commissioners and Miranda on that also. But I don't think there should be. I don't think I have any major open questions at the moment in regards to what should be in there. But if I do, I'll definitely let y'all know. We did receive something I want to talk about just kind of briefly and not get too much into detail, but we received an extension of time request on April 22nd, my notes say, of 2026. That EOT covered a few different submittals. So it covered the Owner Dam Safety Program submittal, the Emergency Action Plan, and the Public Safety Plan, and an O&M, the Operation Maintenance Manual or Procedure Document. So the way we handle EOTs in-house internally is normally we just get it from one document. You don't need to resubmit anything at the moment. It's still under review. We're talking about it and talking about how we want to handle our response to the county, to Grant County. But just generally understand that, like, just as a behind the scenes kind of thing, we normally don't get an EOT that covers multiple documents. It's a little bit cumbersome for us to deal with how we manage our internal documentation, but we're working through it at the moment. We'll let you know if we need anything else. I just wanted to acknowledge that we did receive it. We are reviewing it, and a letter should be coming from the regional engineer, hopefully next couple of weeks. But I will see how that goes, because it came back to me and there was a couple of questions, and so we're trying to resolve those internally before we issue a final letter out to the county. The only thing to keep in mind, the only thing I will say about that is extension of time request, is this specifically about the Owner's Dam Safety Program. There is an annual requirement within the CFRs, if my memory is correct, within CFRs, an annual reporting requirement to just verification of the Owner's Dam Safety Program has been reviewed. So I will send a follow-up email after this call discussion with and point you to the right direction, point you in a direction where it states that and where it states that as a reminder. But we do ask for that on an annual basis. So I think we did get an updated report or document, but we didn't get the certification or annual review. And we're really trying to make sure licensees of high hazard potential projects are fulfilling that annual submittal requirement. It's really important that we follow through on that. So you'll get a little bit of a blurb from me about that. I'll talk about that some more next week also. But it is something that we do ask that is submitted on an annual basis, kind of like how we do with the Emergency Action Plan and the annual basis. So just as a reminder for that one. One more thing on my list that I had this last year. So during last year's inspection, when I was out there, I had noticed there was a little bit of slightly overgrown area on the left abutment. So if you're looking downstream on the left side of the dam, there was an overgrown area, some grassy, kind of this taller grass area. Something I mentioned, this was mentioned in our follow-up letter to just make sure the vegetation is managed lower than it was as I observed it to be. I think it was about knee high when I was out there. So we want to make sure that the vegetation is lower because of the potential for seepage that could, if there is a seepage issue on that side, which there isn't right now. Let's be clear about that. But if there was, you need to have clear visual observation of that area just to make sure there isn't anything developing. So really important that the vegetation in that left side of abutment, we call it the groin of the abutment, is well managed. So it's something I don't know how vegetation is out there right now. We'll see that on Monday for sure, but it's just something to keep in mind. You want to try to keep that area mowed down reasonably to a reasonable level, and we can talk about that when I'm out there some more. We can kind of discuss what I would be looking for in future inspection, or what other dam safety inspectors would be also looking for in that kind of in terms of vegetation management.
So what do you got?
Sorry, go ahead.
Like 6-inch high something like that, Kareem, or how?
Yeah. So like no more than like ankle high. The ankle high is fine. Like boot high for the most part. You want to keep it. You want to keep it low. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be like a like a golf course fairway kind of situation.
Okay.
It's not like that. You know what I mean? Like, but it just needs to be managed in a way where you're not obstructing good visibility in that region. That's all. That
Okay.
helps. All right, so I covered a lot. So any questions for me on anything I discussed, or do you want me to go back and kind of rehash something?
Anything, Jackie?
Yeah, Kareem, this is Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Are there any plans I need to be bringing with me for the week?
No. You mean you said plans? You mean like the emergency action plan?
Yeah.
No. Next week? No. The only thing that I will ask to see on Monday, me personally, is just the most recent copy of the flowcharts, notification flowcharts, the EAP. That's all I'd be asking for. So they should be posted in the Powerhouse. So we will be down in Powerhouse this year. So they should have.
Yeah. Mr. Talon has his, so.
Okay. Yeah. So he should have his. I blanked his name for a second, so thank you. They should have theirs. Yeah. There's a lot going on this week, like last week too. But they should have a updated copy, and the Dam Tender should have an updated copy also available, just for a quick review to make sure that they are most recent versions are here. So also, just as you mentioned that, Jackie, we did receive the updated emergency action plan in March of this year, March 2026. I skimmed it really quickly. I didn't notice anything needs immediate updates in it, but a letter will be issued once we do a final review. So just FYI. And I think also your IC team will be looking at all the project documents. So this is like your supporting technical information document, your dam safety and surveillance modeling reports, your ODSP, your ownership dam safety program. You're looking at your emergency action plan, your public safety plan. They should be looking at all those documents and providing comments as well as part of their IC team review. So HDR should have talked about that. I'm going to kind of leave it alone. That's their thing to talk about with you guys. But it's an expectation. It is an expectation within the guidelines that they are looking at all those documents accordingly. So,
Okay,
to answer your question, Jackie?
Sure. They'll have digital copies, so I do not need to bring hard copies.
That's correct. You do not need to bring a hard copy.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I'll have my digital copy also, or we'll be able to get to it hopefully fairly easily next week if we need to talk about something specifically. But I don't think we're gonna get too deep into the EAP. To be honest, it should be just a cursory discussion at most.
All right. Look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all also. I'm gonna be in town for a little bit, so have a chance to chat. Lots going on, and also this whole process. So this whole process into Part 12, just to kind of get into a little bit. It is a lot. It's going to be long days. So we do appreciate the county being willing to go through this process. I mean, you kind of have to, but still willing to go through it. Still to go through it. It is a long process. I just sat through one last week. It's long days. You'll get exhausted. We do the best. I mean, hopefully, the hope is that the IC team will keep things moving, keep things on track, so we can get out of there on a reasonable amount of time. But they're going to talk about a lot of different things, and I don't know if they've given you kind of the rundown of what they may be discussing or not. I'm not going to get into it. We're going to let them get into it. But it's a lot. These are long days. So we do appreciate, whoever can be there as representative for Granite County, for the commissioners specifically, as a dam licensee, to be through those meetings and participate, provide feedback. Like, that's extremely helpful. And again, long days. So just be prepared for it, dress comfortably, but prepared to sit for long periods of time and talk about different things about the project. Again, just appreciate your patience as we work through the process. And also the thing too is, I'll talk about this some more next week, is feel free to speak up during the conversation, during the PFMA session as the licensee. It's really important that the IC team gets your perspective. It's really important to hear from you about what your challenges are, or what your idea or what your thought is on something that they bring up as a discussion item. And that way they have your feedback also, and they can take that into account as they do their report.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. We'll talk some more next week. We got a lot to do. So anything else for me? Any other questions? Anything that's you want to discuss in particular?
I think we're good until Monday morning, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day Monday. It's gonna be a long day Monday, long day Tuesday. But I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing y'all and getting into the project a little bit more. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Kareem, and we'll see you Monday morning.
All right, thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Have a good week too.
Yeah, you too.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, we're gonna take a 15-minute recess, and we'll be back on at 11:30 for claims. All right, we're back on for our 11:30 agenda item, county claim. See anything in that?
So Mike, this right here. And the oil change. Is it because it's still under warranty that it has to go down there, but we still pay for it?
Well, they got some tire ram though, not the dealership.
Yeah, why isn't the crew doing that?
Yeah, we told them to start doing that, and this is the first one that's popped up since we've made them. Which maybe it's just because they were there getting tires, or they just put myself. I don't know. That stuff, but oh, I know.
That's right, Tyrama wouldn't have the warranty.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
We're all looking forward, right, Glenn?
Hi guys,
Hi, how are you?
good, how are you?
Not too bad.
Are you guys on a lunch break?
County claims,
Okay.
going over bills. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, explain, yeah, we haven't been updated on that. Or maybe you will, or we. No, cause you have to refile and all that stuff, so maybe. So do we, does that go to him or is it going into the commission, the whatever, what do you say?
Well, it's made out to April.
Oh, that might be our fee taker.
So it'll be, okay. When we get to
What number is it?
it doesn't really give the number on my thing.
But it'd be, is it under
12
M or under?
12,250 would be the vendor number. The Mako PCT.
So it'd be under the M's. No. E. This is alphabetical order.
She's pretty much alphabetical.
Right, then we go to sheriff, so.
Mako would be.
Where's the MED?
Zula, wait, is it?
No, go back one.
Down one. Cattle. See one stuff. Here it is. No, that isn't it, so it must be another. Okay.
So we're already done, is that what it is?
Have either research, you have to go. Okay, so that's.
So it's going to Mako, not
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That must be our.
to represent.
To represent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so as far as I know, we didn't settle.
So, yeah.
I promise. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
Something going on out Rockford this morning, I met. Little John in the Forest Service truck on the bottom of the hill on the other side of the guys in the Rock Creek, and got to Top Marsh Creek, and the ambulance was hauling.
Oh, really?
They were flying. Unfortunately, they went out there, they're out at the resort out there, or what, but something wasn't good. Oh, and we gotta kind of, we gotta track down that pickup too for solid waste.
Yeah.
Whether they can use the one
Yeah.
that got turned in, or we got. I'll kind of touch base with him and just see when they're, I told him to get with John, and when they actually
Yeah.
have a load, just take them all in
Yeah.
instead of half loads or whatever, so. When do are the absentee ballots already out for the primaries?
They went out on the 8th, so
Oh, so they're probably in the mail.
are you, yeah, I got mine already.
Jen was gone all weekend and Friday, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
She picked up the mail. I don't pick up the mail when she's on. What's your thoughts on the library? Think it'll pass the levy?
I bet you it does.
Yeah, hopefully. I know Jen, like, just looking around at like school levies all around the state. I can't remember how many they had in Missoula, and they all failed. Tough year for levies.
Yeah.
There's a bunch in Bozeman not passing to.
Yeah, I think the state data, especially the school levies, took a big hit, for sure. Now, is the library one, is that a yearly one, or just like moving forward for the next?
It's permanent?
Yeah, is theirs permanent, or is
Yeah,
it just?
it's
not-
permanent.
not
No,
like
it's,
hospital?
they're increasing, they want to increase it. Well, double it, cause it was at 48, I think, or something, whatever that amount was.
Last time they did it was what, 17 or 16, right?
It,
A
it
long
was,
time ago.
it was, the levy amount was only like, the original amount was like 48.
Yeah.
It was 10
And
years
then,
ago.
they asked for, they doubled it. So
Yeah.
that 48's added on to the, so it's 90 something. And then because of the fact that we changed our, the law changed for, what is it, the certified value things where it's,
Oh, yeah.
so this 48 will be, able to, like, inflation increase.
Right.
But the other 48,
Between on what the mills are worth,
Yeah.
right?
It is. I talked to Sarah after I asked that last question
Yeah.
on the hospital stuff. I did call Sarah and chat with her about that and asked why it hadn't been done.
Yeah. Yeah. So once upon a time, we'd always do an amount. Because, and now I think that has something to do with the change. Like, for example, the, hospital district wanted 350,000.
Okay.
So that's, we figured how many meals that was needed just for 350,000. So now it works out, they get the actual meals for that instead, so that's your extra little bit amount, because it's always a little bit of, when the certified values go up, then it's worth more. And when we would set it at an amount, that's all they got, well, now they get that more, is that, am I explaining myself okay?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that makes sense. I'm hoping, they'll put something on the ballot again for November.
Hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, the last time, kind of looking back, I was trying to look at the results that night, it kept showing the one with it 2016 or it failed in spring, but passed in
Yeah.
November. Maybe it was 2013, somewhere back.
I remember when it did,
Yeah.
when they,
Especially being a 30 vote difference, 32 vote.
Those, and Sarah said, 16 of those they had to reject and they were trying to confirm and they had, another week to come in or do mail or whatever. But we were still gonna be like 16 short, so if they had all voted yes, so it was super close.
Right. It was way closer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah.
For failing, I guess. I mean, if it's gonna pass, I figured it's gonna be a slim margin, but I didn't.
I looked it up the next morning because I wanted to know, and it said unofficial results. And so I called and I was like, how unofficial are those?
Well, I was gonna ask, for the dam stuff, is it safety vests and hard hats when we're up there next week?
we didn't have hard hats last year, so I don't know if we actually have hard hats. I think if anybody's gonna go down.
In the hole.
Yeah, in the hole.
Sir. We'll be looking like for the 26th. Now we got the.
Would that be crazy?
We got the road crew coming, maybe.
Maybe, not bad. Chapel, public hearing for roads.
Should probably get an update on the deal with Otis.
Oh,
Haven't heard
Yeah,
about
they-
that in a while.
They haven't, to my knowledge, haven't brought Blaine back.
Still,
Mm-mm. And they just keep sending the same bill.
Well, I thought Blaine said that he reached out to him.
He did.
he's
But they
heard
haven't-
back.
they haven't
They
gotten
haven't gotten back.
Let's maybe put that on for an update.
Yeah, that's
And maybe with
coming in, like, they're sending one like every week,
Okay,
a bill, so.
yeah,
And then TCS,
yeah, cause that was kind of the end of their scope of,
right,
except for waiting for the trim, I mean, that's out of their hands, but.
Have you signed any Upper Valley Weed people yet for
I haven't,
control?
no, I haven't made it to the beach yet.
Okay, and usually on that, it is when the money comes in, is when Ben will bring up the claims from each, like Munis family and Rockingham Ranch and
Cattle.
And then, it comes out of that Upper Valley weed that's been reimbursed for weed control from the state.
Right.
I don't know if they've done too much weed spraying last year, did they? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Did they?
there was, yeah, like Boomer charged, or put, Boomer did quite a bit, I know, and the cattle and, yeah. And put the air conditioner in. for-
I know, yeah, yesterday was.
The feel it starting to get hot.
It was so hot yesterday.
What's the matter?
What a day. I have a question for the two of you. The from Great West invoice. the DNRC RRGL project grant application, where do you want that taken out of to pay?
The match there.
Say it again.
Oh, for the bill
The
to.
bill from Great West
Oh,
for,
okay.
yeah,
Um,
there's that one and the South Main Street Bridge grant
So
application.
that application is for Flint Creek Dam for the
the first one,
R.
RG.
Okay,
RC, that's for Flint.
Flint Creek project, okay, and then the bridge one,
Bridge one,
the South Main Street Bridge.
MSEP.
and then that can come out of bridge.
Okay. Perfect. The other thing that I have a little note for is equipment storage down by Rock Creek. Gary Lundberg, apparently they store the road stores equipment and sand gravel. But he hasn't been paid since December of 23.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So his daughter called today about that.
Yeah, we'll have to settle up for sure.
Yeah,
I guess that'd be out of. Road.
I take it out of road usually, yeah, it's their storage and stuff, so. It looks like. I think 1 year it was. 1,500.
So why didn't he invoice us?
His daughter said that he had a stroke.
Oh,
okay.
And then there was other issues going along with that,
Just took a
but
while.
yeah,
okay,
yeah, so she said, I'm just getting back on top of things,
Right.
trying to get his
yeah.
affairs in order,
And that
so.
should have been, we should have been up on that. Well, someone should. have been.
Yeah, we should have been
Well,
known a little bit. on that.
Anyway, so that would be road. And,
yeah, so you
and
want me, do you have a, specific number that you want me to?
So what did they pay before? And they never, if there was a going price that he
Negotiated, yeah.
So nothing's been negotiated since.
Mhm.
So we would pay currently to what was negotiated.
Okay, let me go, print that, to see what we
Yeah,
pay.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Becky. Yeah, we should. Well, I haven't seen this one before. Which Sarah's office, is it for election stuff or? Is it? Legislative thing?
Oh, these are the books,
All those are
hard
books?
copy, yeah,
Oh, okay.
which we still get the books. I don't know why we could do it online, but we still get the books.
Yeah.
Where are they? I think they're in the,
MCA, they're still in
yeah,
the
they're on
box.
the counter. actually.
Yeah.
It's been a year and a half, I'm starting to figure out.
Yep.
What all these are now.
Yeah.
Repetition.
It takes a while, doesn't it?
It does. There's still a lot more to learn.
Yep, I'm still learning.
Yeah, so this one, like there's one from a catalyst or the
Mhm.
weed
Yep.
district, you know, right?
Yep.
From the state.
And then you'll see that it's a special weed up here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what the name of the weed is for wheat grant.
Definitely sign mine, so I get reimbursed for that.
Right?
Should been
Is
right
that for
on
the
top.
pump? Is that for the pump?
Yeah, for all of these.
Okay. It's like $2,000 a year.
A year.
Mhm. The rental agreement is total rent payment from September 15 of 23 through September 15 of 26, $1,500. And all electricity used by the leasee will be paid. However, the initial payment of $500 for electricity shall be paid. Total of $2,000, which includes total rent payment for the term of the lease. Well, that's the rent. $2,000 for the term of the lease and initial electricity payment.
So have we been paying electricity?
Leaseor shall invoice leasee monthly for leasee's electrical usage. However, leasee will not have to pay more until the $500 credit has been used. Wow.
Quite the contract.
So what? Yeah, what would have been?
So
I don't know how you're gonna prorate power, I think.
It sounds like we probably just need to get. If he has the receipts for the power.
Yes, and the power would only be from like November to March, right, for plug-in.
I would have.
stuff.
When it's plugged in.
Yeah,
So this is just, it's plugged in to keep it warm.
those starts.
Yeah.
Initial payment of that for electricity.
That was that blade that just sat down there.
So $1,500 a year is lease agreement.
Well, I think the 2,000, which includes total rent payment for the term of the lease, which is. The term of this lease is September 15th, 23 through September 15th of 26. So I think we've paid the lease in full. And it's just a matter of paying the electricity
Okay.
that he's supposed to be, billing us monthly
Right.
for that.
We had a
Okay,
five-
so and then,
So we had a $500 credit for a 3-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, so we probably owe him some money for.
The
power. So we did pay and lease, and it expired in September.
Yes.
We'd have to have a new lease in September.
Yes.
So we're actually good. We just haven't paid for power.
Haven't
right?
paid for power.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, haven't paid the power. So I will call the daughter back.
Yeah.
The numbers for power and have her send those.
Yep.
Invoices to me.
Yep.
And roll
And then
on.
I guess show her that the lease was paid and it's up
Yeah.
till 26.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
That's relieving.
Yeah. All right, I put a note on September 1st. We get to September,
When's your surgery?
I find out Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday, I go in and see, I'm guessing it's probably the next couple of weeks, hopefully. Hopefully it's not any longer than that.
So do we have that bid available for the roof
Yeah.
that we?
Yeah.
So what this agenda item is going to be?
This is where we
The
got to
funding.
see if we got funds,
Funding.
public comment on all of it.
And this is where we can do the 2-year thing. And fund it for 2 years.
Yes.
So if we have this fiscal year and a half, that would be the most feasible way to do it. And then we just need to split that in two and then fund part this year and fund the rest the following year. But it's considered a 2-year funding project, which you can do, so.
Yeah.
The total amount, I'm not quite sure.
Like for fiscal year 27, 28, right, those
Yeah.
2 years, okay.
So are we, 27, 28,
Got what, 2 weeks left of this one?
and I was just thinking, what are we doing? We haven't really discussed this. But that's more feasible way to do it. And it's kinda.
Should probably come out county building, right?
Mhm.
Or up there.
Yep.
Anywhere else we need to
That would
go.
be, yeah, it would be county building, there wouldn't be anywhere else we'd take it out of.
I'm just glad it's half of what the first bids were that came through and everything was screwed up and they redid it.
Yeah.
Was it like 1.3 for the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about that elevator in TCF, they would just cover that. Use something,
Yeah,
or
something like that.
wasn't there?
Yeah.
Or help out.
You look at, I'm just carrying on conversation here. If you look at ballots sent out.
Oh.
2,278 were sent out. And 1,085 were not returned.
Yeah. Half, they said.
Yeah.
Not how many?
Half, so 1,000 were returned out of the 2,000.
So that's when you say, well, it's not important to people. And you just get so exasperated because it's not important to people. So they don't even vote.
Or I feel like I was having this conversation with someone earlier regarding the water. They are just complacent because especially if they lived here so long.
Right.
Oh, it's always been that way. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine and it'll be fine.
It'll pass, it always has.
Yeah.
Your number.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thanks.
Closed order.
Want me to run that?
Could you please city housing actually birthday burger? So walk those over.
Make copy before.
So we accepted them all, right?
So I guess I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept claims for April to be paid.
I'll second it. Public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, guys.
You want me to wait?
For
I think I'm next on here.
town.
The campus. Yeah, the campus.
You see where Sarah today?
Uh-huh, I guess.
Good.
Any changes? Alright.
Right, sign
Yeah,
up.
we sign it. Maybe
Sign it.
sign 2 originals and.
Okay, we'll move into, agenda item at 12 o'clock, letter of support for the town of Phillipsburg. The renewable resource grant and loan program for Fredberg water line replacement project. You here for that?
No, I'm good, 12:10, sorry.
Okay, we're running late. So this is a letter for, the town that, of Phillipsburg, that the mayor came in and asked for a letter of support for their application process for the renewable resource grant.
I make a motion that we send a letter of support for the town of Phillipsburg renewable resource grant application.
I'll second it. Public comment. All fair?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Alright, now we'll move into the 12:10 agenda item, canvas for the Granite County Hospital District mill levy election. Say your name.
Randy Gallagher.
Alright. The levy failed by close margin.
One
Okay.
question came up on whether the ballots were sent to people in Lower Rock Creek and they were not. Lower Rock Creek is out of the hospital. So they were,
Right.
ballots were not sent to those that were removed.
And that's all in the program for the election program, wouldn't be in there, they would definitely not get it back. So do you have your? What? Do I have your little hand counting thing where we can check it? Did you hand count them?
Is the, I think.
So we have this, okay, normally when you're doing.
Five.
You sure?
Those.
No.
Oh.
So like, what you're going to do is, we're going to check the report that's printed out. And then the actual hand counted. There should be 2 copies of the hand counted. There would have been 2 people that would have.
We did a sort and stack method this time because it was a yes and no. So we were able to separate everything out by precinct. And then within that precinct, we sorted yes and no, and then we counted through
Okay.
those.
Okay.
So there wasn't a collar and a marker.
Okay,
There
so
were
you
just,
didn't really, did you have a counting board? You did have 2.
we had four of
okay.
us in there.
Okay,
There was
two, election judges, myself, Brandy, and Sarah was overseeing the rest of it. So
Okay,
that's-
so what you've got here, what is it that? Absentee, this is the yes and no. Is this?
Are you asking for the tallies or whatever?
Yeah, the tallies.
She has that right there.
Sorry.
She didn't have that in your packet.
Oh,
Yeah, I just sent.
well, see, okay, what initiates this is usually you have yes and no. Okay, and then you have it, it's divots, yes and no, and then we compare that and you say yes, and we agree. And it just, we're canvassing your process that, you see what I mean?
Sarah threw this at us. and
Yeah,
then-
I'm sorry, I really was like.
If you have a question, we'll have to.
I understand completely, I understand completely.
So we did have a few provisional ballots that were cleared up yesterday. We had until 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon to get all of our provisionals cleared up. We got those cleared at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. There was nothing else that came into us. The
provisional ballots counted, they were.
They did.
Valid?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, they were.
Then how did it change the vote?
It just washed. One was hot, one was
Okay.
for, one was against.
So just a wash?
It was just a wash. And you'll see that reflected in the numbers on your,
Okay. So.
on this page here.
Oh, and.
So we had, precinct 1, 710 registered voters. 314 voted. For a 44% return. 193 were yes, 121 were no. Precinct 2, 804 registered voters, 335 voted for a 42% vote. 179 for yes and 156 for no. Precinct 9, 534 registered voters, 195 voted for a 37% vote rate. 79 yes and 116 no. Precinct 10, 545 registered voters, 189 voted, 35%. And 49 were yes and 140 were no. For a total of 2,593 registered voters, 1,033 voted for a 40% return. 500 yeses, and 533 noes. For a total of 1,033 votes.
Okay, so the only thing is that on the tally, usually just because there should be 2 people and 2 tally sheets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just kind of official.
And at election convention this year, they offered up the sort and stack method.
Okay.
For something simple like this one
Okay.
was. So as opposed to the potential of a mistally, when we do our audit, we will go about it the same way as the sort and stack. So
Okay.
whatever
Okay.
we
So
get for
this,
our audit.
this is a new thing.
It is
this year.
new.
Yeah.
Apparently other jurisdictions have been utilizing it for a while. And it was something that was brought to Sarah's attention this time.
Okay.
And with it being a yes and no vote, we figured this might be the best time to be able to utilize it. And it really, yeah, and it speeds the process up quite a lot. We were able to be out of here by 8:15
Yeah.
on that night.
So just the one thing is usually our procedure is one would read. And the tally sheets would be on each side, which we
Mhm.
don't have it, you did it different, so it's okay.
So if you,
No, this is good. I
Yeah,
think that we
it-
can
these-
accept this.
these right here. Yeah, we didn't do a tally, so there's not a tally sheet to look at, it's just yes versus no. And then these were what we counted when it started, and then these extra numbers here are what came in as the night went on.
So yes versus no on precinct. And usually we canvass each precinct.
Yeah.
But this is good, I think we can accept this. Right?
Right, that was the Secretary of State's office said they
Yeah.
can do it that way, and
Mhm.
we'll defer to them.
Okay, got it, good shit. So where's your official one that needs to be stamped?
So,
So you-
entertain a motion first, right? The
So,
first
to
selection.
accept okay, the canvas for the Granite Hospital District mill levy. How am I gonna word that? We canvassed for the Granite County Hospital District's mill levy. And I'm gonna say that came out okay, everything
Accepted as.
accepted as valid.
I'll second it. Any public comment?
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
What
You
areas?
say your.
Oh, sorry, Ken Walters. What areas are precinct 9 and 10?
10 is Drummond area, 9 is Maxville area. And we have a map.
9 is actually Hall. Because Maxville is.
Oh, yeah, Paul, yeah. We have an actual map of the split precincts, if you wanna stop by and you can get a copy of that.
The other
Yeah.
1 and 2, 1's here, I'm guessing.
One is from Broadway North and 2 is Broadway South to the lake.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of look at and see on the canvas. Precinct 10 had more and precinct 2 had more no's. And that's where you're gonna get them because the lake area and.
I was just looking at like kind of more or less like the voter turnout.
I
for
was
who-
as well.
Or so low for the.
And looking at the voter turnout, that's pathetic.
Well, and it is, I can tell you from past experiences that a mail ballot, an all mail ballot, we get a higher turnout than if we'd have had a poll election. That was precedent in 2020 when we had our general election for the federal.
And these were all mail-out ballots, weren't they?
Mhm, yeah.
So likely they're gonna, talking to Doris Gilbertson, they're gonna do it again,
Or
or
in
the
November.
board will look at doing it again for November.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
for
you
your
very
hard-
much.
You need this one?
Yes, please.
You guys want this back?
I think just these for Sarah.
Have this all back. This is mine.
Yes.
You're-
I just.
I-
Yeah.
I'll be ready for the November one.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you too.
Okay. Now, into, the county courthouse roof project, funding options and final decision on awarding the bid.
So. We discussed it and looking at, it would be coming out of county building, that we would do a 2-year budget. Which we can,
That sounds good.
and, we would be the whole budget, but half would come out this year and half would come out next year, and it'd be 2-year budget.
So yeah, I would, grant the award conditional upon them accepting that it would be in, which that's customary to pay part up front, part at the end. So, or as you go. So, yeah, I think accepting it conditional upon them, the contractor accepting those payment.
Yep. Plan. And the lowest bid was TCS. You know, with the base bid, I wrote it down, I'll preview that. But what the base bid and the alternates.
And I think Seth's on to talk to you about the alternates as well.
Good, yeah.
Hi guys, yeah, Seth Vardy here with Slate Architecture out of Helena.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Not too bad.
Where's your face?
So.
Oh,
I keep
yeah,
your-
sorry. Yep, sorry. There we go.
All right, so I guess, yeah, maybe kind of explain some of these alternate bids, what they're
Sure.
for, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so at alternate 1 is going to be for the fiberglass replacement of the original wood windows up in the copper dome of the courthouse. So those are all going to be, or those, if accepted, those would be replaced with fiberglass windows, basically like for like. We're not changing anything. They're not insulated, nothing. They're just a fiberglass window to replace and increase the longevity of the windows up there. Theoretically, fiberglass shouldn't have to be maintained very much and should provide you guys a very long life of those windows up there, as opposed to the original wood ones now, which are in very rough shape.
Isn't the thought also like trying to prevent leakage coming into the interior dome?
Yes, that too. Yeah. So just an all around update to the windows, seals, everything. It's just going to be better to get those replaced if you guys do accept it as soon as possible. But I understand you guys have been spending a lot of money on this building in the last couple of years. So understood why it's, that's why we made an ad alternate, so that it can be accepted or not, contingent on you guys. And then at alternate number 2 is going to be redoing the elevator penthouse. So it's just a little square box looking thing that you can kind of see from the north side of the courthouse if you're standing outside. It doesn't technically match the brick of the existing historical courthouse as it sits right now. We had TCS Northwest put that membrane over there when we were doing the elevator project. So as it sits, it's a huge white box right now, which doesn't technically match the historic brick of the courthouse. And so that alternate is for basically taking that portion of the membrane off and then putting thin brick veneer on top of that, or over the penthouse, so that it matches the existing historic brick.
I remember kind of talking about that.
Wasn't put in that original elevator bid.
Yeah, we ixnayed that to try to keep some costs out of it.
Well, I do like the way this bid came out instead of the first one.
For sure. Yep.
It's a lot less, so that helped out quite a bit. So, is there any public comment on the roof project?
So do we officially accept the bid then?
If you're gonna use pelt, is that to supplement or where are we gonna? Or
Say that again.
You're gonna use pelt to supplement in the next fiscal year?
Pelt to supplement?
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna do a 2-year budget, we should be able to do it okay with just what we
County
need
building.
for county building.
Okay. So yeah, I encourage you to do your motion to accept the bids, accept and award the bid to TCS and conditional upon them being willing to work with your payment plans over 2 fiscal years.
So is this both alternates? We're gonna accept all 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so I make a motion that we accept from TCS their bid on the roof project with the 2 alternate 1 and alternate 2, and the budget being a 2-year budget with coming out of county building, which is in the general fund.
Second it.
And you're saying it's gonna be conditional upon them accepting that.
Yeah,
That.
conditional on them accepting,
Okay, or 2-year payment plan.
okay, 2 year,
I'll second that. Favor?
aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Or reach out to TCS
Yeah, I'd say,
or Slate or Seth, do you reach out to them or do we reach out to TCS?
I think you guys are technically the ones to reach out for them, let them know the acceptance of the bid, but we're here to help, so we can take over as much as you need. So
that letter that Brandon and I draft.
Yeah, we'll send a letter to TCS, draft it up on with the contingency that they'll accept a 2-year fiscal payment plan.
awesome. If you guys wouldn't just mind keeping us maybe CC'd on what you guys can, just so that we're in the loop.
Yeah, we'll send you one too. Yeah, for sure. Get you
Okay.
CC'd on.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Seth. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
So the total comes out to 474,000.
Yeah.
That's something we can do.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move to our 12:30 agenda item. Possible intercap loan for Granite County Hospital District. Come up.
That would be neat.
Yeah. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Doris Gilbert.
Okay.
I'm the interim CEO of Granite County Medical Center.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank all of the citizens in the district that voted for our real levy. At this point in time, we are planning to move forward into the general election with a mill levy. However, based on our current financial circumstances, and the fact that we will not be getting a mill levy for a while, I'm here to talk to you about needing your support for us getting a loan from the Board of Investors to support us for the next probably 2 to 3 months. I have the information available for you to read in terms of what we need from the county in order to help us through this tough times. But you also need to know that we have some very unexpected expenses. For instance, both water heaters in the basement of the clinic are leaking and they have to be replaced. Yesterday, the pipes over the nurse's station that were well lit or rusted and are leaking. So it potential to have leakage into the nurse's station roof is pretty significant. The last time I was here, I talked about needing construction of a doorway for the new lab equipment. That's on hold. We're also looking at replacing our imaging company because the current company has given us a deadline as to when they will stop reading our imaging, which is probably about end of June, 1st of July. So these are expenses are probably going to be around $150,000. At this point, I've asked the board for a special meeting to talk about our planning, our strategic plan for the future. I believe we have 3 options.
The three options are, one, we've met with the Billings Clinic. They gave us some information about how they can provide services. There are three tiers of that service. If you're interested, I brought their brochure as to what they would offer. They have,
This would be for like them taking it over.
well, there's three options. There's one, just the management. The second one is management with some resources, and the third one is take over. The board needs to make decisions on what they're going to do regarding hospital. And if not, I don't see a future for the hospital at this point in time.
Do you have it? Oh, sorry, do you have that brochure?
I do.
Billings Clinic, the only one that's come
Yes.
forward that's
Yes.
interesting.
So by getting Granite County support, what do you mean?
I can get a copy from you.
Do you mean financially? I mean, we're not gonna be able to pay our certain indebtedness to the county at this time, and I will leave the loan money to pay for the equipment that's deteriorated in our older building. Unforeseen. Basically every, other than a few examples that we have updated in the facility as due to quality of care and safety.
What's the dollar amount of the loan, the intercap loan?
$975,000. I think it's 74 was changed, but that's where we're at. Which would that go towards your deficit to the county? No. At least, I'd have to figure it out, in terms of where we stand with paying our bills to current. But that is something the board would have to look at.
So 900,000 to make it the next couple of months.
At least if we're gonna go into the summertime, generally, it totally depends on utilization.
Right.
Summer seems to be a busy time because we have, unfortunately, accidents and tourists in that area. I can't give you a real number, but, it is something that if we're going to move forward, we would need today. And I would also need at least a verbal commitment to talk to the board about. Is that even feasible for Granite County, Ms. Treasurer? Cause we're hurting too. I understand. I do. But healthcare, if you look at our county, our population, yes, there are people that can go down to Condit, can go to Missoula, but you have members in this community that cannot. Are we going to take that away from them? It would be sad from a humanitarian standpoint that we would say money is more important than life. And I truly believe that humanity needs to take preference.
No, agree with that, we're money versus life, but if you don't have we don't have the money, we don't have the money. And that's almost $1 million.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry,
Go
hello,
ahead.
I'm Jen Walters. Doris, do you or someone from the hospital have an update since the last update that was provided with where you guys are at on your AR recovery or getting claims paid? Any of that? Is there an update on that?
We're pretty much up to date. They've been working pretty hard at it. And, it boils down to low utilization, primarily in swing bed.
So if you guys have recovered AR and you're closing out claims, do you know what your new current deficit is?
I'm thinking what, one under a million. Ashley, is that something you could?
I'm actually balancing right now, so I don't know the number.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of it.
But it's
But it
under a million? No,
I don't know. I
Might
honestly
be
have
right
to.
there at a million, I would say, to be safe
And
But-
so
transparent.
if a loan was to be approved, how, I mean, I think the hospital still owes money to the bank and other money to the county. How is the hospital gonna pay that back to the county, and when would that pay back to the county?
I'm not sure I can answer that. I can tell you that in paying our vendors, we're only paying a percentage of what they bill us. And therefore, you know, we do it weekly. We look at it and say the amount that we will pay them. Most likely they will stay with us. And have,
so this point, yeah, I think what you're proposing is a intercap loan, but also a loan with the county, correct? And the, so the money's owed. So that there's the,
I'm asking for the intercap loan.
but the intercap, but if the intercap loan doesn't pay for the debt owed, then it'd be a loan to the county as well, so it'd be both.
Yeah.
I think my advice would be the board, hospital district board would need to come back to the commission on, if they're willing to do that pay with interest and what the dollar amount, what percentage of the intercap would go towards the debt and what wouldn't, because that would be, to me, fair to the county that none of that loans over to the county. And there's gotta be, I think, a solid plan where part of that intercap, just given money, would go to paying off some of that debt loan.
Okay, I need to just clarify. You're asking the county to do an intercap loan.
To
for the
co-sign.
To co-sign.
To co-sign.
Co-sign on the loan, yes.
So we'd be on the hook for
So-
$2
Well, hopefully in reading that, you would understand what
But that would ultimately be
they
2
want.
million, because there's already approximately $1 million of debt.
The intercap loan wants $350-some thousand set aside.
And you want that to come from the county.
That would be a pledge,
Yeah.
350.
At least
So,
if we did not meet our obligation.
but ultimately, if it's not paid down, they'd come after the county for it. So, and then there would be a judgment. So it would be pledged. So it's basically close to 2 million in debt to the county.
Ashley Todd, Granite County Treasurer. I'm looking at this from, I guess, another perspective too, is that with the current deficit that the hospital is sitting at, the intercap loan would come in at that 975,000. That those funds, those monies don't go into a separate fund. They go directly into the hospital fund. So intercap sends us the ACH for that 975,000. It goes directly towards the debt. It cannot be set aside because we don't operate your budget, right? So we don't operate a separate banking account for you that allows for money to be set aside for the unfortunate and unexpected cost of 150,000. So it would be going towards, there is just no way of setting that 150 aside, saying that it's in waiting.
It's
That-
350, right?
No, sorry, I'm talking about unexpected costs.
Oh, unexpected cost, okay.
So that 975,000, when it comes in, it goes directly towards the deficit. It pays down the deficit.
I'd like you to keep in mind that the rural transitional grant monies will be available, early fall for facilities that apply
for the loan, which we have begun to do. We also have an individual that just won an award for quality of care issues with the Yellowstone Foundation. She will be in charge of that application. And if we get on that board, it'll give us a heads up in terms of utilization that can be used for equipment, can be used as well for ongoing expenses. So that's a guarantee, $350,000 off the bat.
But I think the concerns that Ashley has only are taken care of through a loan agreement, and to take on that high of a debt load would not be advisable. So I think the board's got to come back. The hospital district board's got to come back with a way to that would minimize that that's on the county.
I hear what you're saying, Blaine, but I've been there for 2.5 months, 3 months. I know what is going on in the building, and the board to come back with something different would not change. I mean, you have to decide whether you're gonna keep the hospital open. If it closes, my understanding is it goes back to the county.
What
Bills.
does? Well, the buildings are.
Yeah, but the indebtedness,
Well, it's gonna come from the hospital district first, but yeah, if
Yeah.
there's not
Yeah,
assets
it comes
there, I
from
mean,
the county.
there's got, I mean, I don't know if I agree with your kind of take it or leave it type deal here. There's gotta be some middle ground for the hospital district to come up with that. Just to say that's all put on the county, that's tremendous amount of risk. To the county.
I definitely, Ashley Todd, Granite County Treasurer. I do think that that this is a good option as far as being able to move forward and continue the operation of the hospital. I do not think it is a long-term fix. And I know that the hospital is working on long-term fixes. I have seen progress in paying down the debts, but we're still looking at very high payrolls, right? That is the large majority of it, is the payrolls, the travelers. And I see that on a daily basis. My personal feelings on this are, I'm not gonna allow them to weigh in. My feelings as far as the treasurer goes is that this is a very, very large risk for the county. I have spoken with Nancy Everson at Mako about this, and I don't have it in writing from her, but she does not recommend that the county go into further debt in order to support the hospital. As we are currently sitting, yes, we would be on the hook for almost $2 million. And that is a huge number for the county at this time. I would like to know if there are other people that would be willing to support this loan that are not associated with the county.
Go ahead, Derek.
Hi, Derek Campbell. So I hear, so this loan should get them through the summer. Is that correct? Is that what we're hearing? I'm just curious, the election isn't until the next election, wouldn't it be until November? What would be the plan to carry through the fall? It just seems like there's a gap there. It's a very high number, and as a county resident, it seems like that's a lot for the county to take on. I agree with Ashley's reasoning there. So anyway, thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry, Doris. So if you are gonna do, Jen Walters, sorry. If you are gonna do a new ballot initiative in November, what kind of levy would the hospital be asking for then?
As I said previously, we are going to have a special meeting of the board this week. And that will be one of the things that will be brought up at the meeting. I also want to remind you that we have made application for a rural emergency hospital. We've made 2 of them. I've heard back from them today. They are ready to come up and meet with us at the end of the month. But once again, the government does not move quickly, so the amount and time is going to be variable as to when that would be operational.
On that plan, then you get a stipend every month, you said?
Yeah, about $350,000 a month.
That's it.
But you would not have swing beds,
It's called a rural,
emergency hospital. If you keep your clinic, you keep your, emergency room. And you can or may keep your nursing home peaceable. We sent in applications for keeping the nursing home, as well as not having a nursing home. There are 15 residents in our nursing home. The nursing home will never survive. So I said this in the 90s, and I'm saying it again in 2026. Made that prediction, it will not happen.
Doris, is the clinic in Drummond still open and operable?
Yes. 4 days a week.
Okay, so with the election results that were reviewed earlier, Drummond had one of the lowest voter turnouts and also majority voted no on the levy. So do they, I know you can't speak for residents of Drummond, but maybe they don't necessarily realize that the satellite clinic you guys have down there is still part of the hospital. And if they're voting no on levies or not showing up to vote and support you, then that is also going to go away. So is the board maybe gonna talk about a plan for how to engage the Drummond residents more? Because that was, I think, a substantial number of people that didn't vote and or voted no on the levy.
I think there was a 31 vote difference between not passing and passing.
But they also only had like a 35% voter turnout.
Down Drummond.
Yes. My inclination is the economy itself in terms of prices, groceries, gas has impacted people, as well as fewer people vote in the primary and more vote in the general election. It's my understanding. So I think that gives us a plus in the general election. And yes, we will sort of market the Drummond area. We've done that within the last year. We went from 2 days a week to 4. We've attended health fairs and educational services in that Drummond area. And you're correct, we need to be more involved in the community, and that is part of our strategic plan.
that's about this plan. I really think the county commission needs a more specific plan to act on. The saying, coming in and saying co-sign on the loan or for shutting the doors, I think that puts them in a bad position where the county commission needs to have more information before.
And
I
what
mean,
kind of information do you need? I
Well-
provided you with plans last time. I've given you this.
From what I know is like the plan last time, you guys were all banking on this, mill levy, and us commissioners kept talking with you guys going, oh, maybe you need to start shopping
And
with
we
somewhere
have.
else.
Yeah, we
So,
have.
I mean, and I'm thinking, honest God, like, I mean, I'm not gonna sign for a loan today,
Okay.
but I mean, I think this is you guys' only survival is to get them to do a full takeover of it. Cause it's been 20+ years
Yes.
of mismanagement up there. It's, in my mind, I don't think it's gonna get better.
So here's the problem. One of the problems is that one time we had PILT funding, which we kept, and it helped us, but right now, we only have $200,000 in PILT. And we have our own funds that are in distress. And to put us in debt, $2 million, which is what you'd be doing, because we'd be the ones that, the county can't do that. I mean, we can't do that. It's, I don't know how to even explain it. Not that we don't support the hospital, it's that we don't have it, is the thing. Am I correct in?
Yes, I mean, as of right now, the county is already supporting the hospital with the deficit. That is the county's support at current. I mean, we are holding those funds from other accounts essentially, because that $1 million number should be gaining interest and being distributed out to the other funds that hold positive cash balances. And it's not happening. That's also $1 million that is not currently sitting in our bank accounts. I mean, that is the fact of the matter. It is hard to sit here and say that the county cannot support the hospital financially, but it is a fact. I mean, we are there. We are doing it currently. The commissioners did have the option to stop, full stop months ago, and they did not when Brian came up here and told us about, you know, the current situation of the swing beds. And at that time, there was an option for the county to say, we're registering your warrants, you're no longer going to be able to have any payables, and you have to get into a positive balance. They did not do it at that time. That, I think, was a very honest effort on the commission's part to keep the operation going.
How about working with the hospital district working with the Billings Clinic for an interim plan, and then that's contingent upon a mill levy, and see if they're willing to come in and do that. Are they not, or?
It sounded very positive that they were willing to work with whatever tier that we chose. Like I say, I can't remember, but we have an upcoming meeting as well. They're very available. I can text them, can call them and say, this is what the commissioners are looking for. I'm sure they would be more than willing to do that.
Can I make another comment?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Doris, I think it's important for everyone to understand, and everyone who's listening to, it's super hard for the commissioners to sit here and say the county can't do this, but I think what also needs to be recognized is that it's great to put another initiative on the ballot in November, but the people of the county, I don't know if they're gonna support it again, because what I hear all the time out in the community is we're essentially delaying the inevitable because people don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And when we're asking for numbers and deadlines and structured plans so that we know progress is being made or is going to be made, no one's getting that. So I don't want the hospital to close. I know there's a lot of people that don't. I know there's a lot of people that need it to stay open, but I really have doubts that you're going to get support from the community as well again in November. And it seems like the commissioners and the county are being asked to commit, you know, a lot of money in a situation where there's no assurances of it being recovered.
I guess I can respond to that there is proof in the pudding in terms of what Ashley has told us. Within the last 3 months, we have been making progress towards eliminating our costs. And
It's funny, and that's exactly the feeling I get when I'm talking to people. I think Jen right on. The issue is they're needing time to get it turned around and it's limited time. My advice would be to have potentially a joint meeting with the hospital district board and Billings Clinic to see if, and do that as soon as you can to try to work out some of the issues.
I think as soon as we can will probably be June 2nd.
Or, yeah, or another, do a special meeting with.
Could there be just a representative of the commission? Just a single representative of the commission?
I think probably the whole commission.
That puts it tough on that. So it could happen, legally it could happen, but it puts a lot of pressure on that one. Because they can't make.
Can't make a
for the others.
decision.
Yeah, can't make a decision.
What I would like to know is the Montana Board of Investment stating if the county does not support this with the separate STIP account of the 350,000, they will not do the loan. They want to see somebody else's skin in the game. I understand that. Would the commission or a representative of the commission speaking with them stating that we are already currently supporting with allowing the deficit to sit at where it's at, be proof enough without having to give an additional amount, and hold. I understand that they want to see that money sitting there and being able to access it if they need to, essentially saying like the 350 is there as a stop save, and that they would pull from those funds if the hospital was not able to pay the loan that month. They would, I'm assuming that's how exactly it would work. They would pull from those funds.
I think it's worth, definitely worth asking the question, but Intercap has concerns, it appears, and that's why they're one.
And I think that this could be standard, like this could be a standard request, being that they are a special district and not the county themselves going and asking for these funds. Being a special district, they don't have investors besides your taxpayer. So I could understand why they're asking for this, but I do feel that our continued support, and we have it on paper, this is our continued support right here, for the past year. So it might be a viable question. And that way the 975,000 would come directly into the county, would pay down your deficit, and then to the county, but then you're still on the hook for that money. I mean, so that's where hopefully that 350,000 stipend, if possible, would be able, would that be applicable to your loan amount, because that was for continuing costs.
I encourage the commission to consider a evening meeting, but Billings Clinic could be there and the hospital district board to try to work it out.
Yeah, we can do an evening meeting here, they can get on Zoom or come in.
When is your special board meeting? Do you have it on the calendar yet?
They're trying to figure that out.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday.
Will that be a Zoom as well? Or is it
It's gonna be a
closed meeting? Closed session, okay.
And when is that?
It's gonna be posted as a close. So.
The one with the county commission would have to be open.
Yeah.
That one, unless they're talking about personnel issues, should be open too, unless they're.
Yeah, I think that's going to be some of it.
Okay, all right, so part closed, part open.
Yeah,
basically?
yeah, I think so. But keep one.
But yeah, ask Doris to get with Billings Clinic to see when potentially a meeting could take place.
Yep, and then let Miranda know, we can go from there for if we need to do a special meeting or if they can meet on a Tuesday or whatnot.
If they do agree to allow them to continue with the loan with no separate STIP account of the 350,000. Would the commission consider a resolution stating that in fact they are supporting and do support the loan without the 350,000? Because that would be, they would need a resolution stating that.
To me, the issue is also that the co-signing on that full loan.
Yeah,
Is
that's not a good idea for the county.
So I think gotta look at different alternatives with that loan, what they would be willing to do with that loan.
I mean, it's kind of what we talked about 2-3 months ago, is like, you know, we're already supporting you, we're kind of already tapped out, that if you guys need extra support, you guys gotta find someone else to co-sign. So that was part of the conversation of 3 months ago.
Well, believe me, we have been.
I know.
Looking very, very hard.
But we're still tapped out. So, yeah, moving forward, I guess get with Billings Clinic and let's get if we have to do a special meeting, we'll do a special meeting.
There is no commissioners meeting next Tuesday, correct? Yeah,
We're kind
Right.
of busy next week with FERC.
yeah.
But it could be an evening next week or
Later in the week, probably,
Okay.
not Monday and Tuesday.
So on this load update here, where it says, will the county be responsible for loan repayment in the event of a shortfall? And then it says the county will be expected to maintain a reserve fund with the balance until the loan is paid off, and that was just, we don't have it.
That's what Ashley was talking about, $350,000 pledge plus a cosign.
Yeah.
My understanding was.
I guess
All right.
we'll go from there.
Up in there, thank you. Are you opening for public comment?
Then it kind of opens.
Mm.
Comment, people then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks. Thanks, Ashley.
All right, we're running a little bit behind, but we're gonna go into a closed session for a personal matter.
Personnel.
Sorry, I like it, personal. All right, we finished up with our personnel matter. But anyway, so we will adjourn. There will be no meeting next Tuesday on the 19th, because we will be up at the dam for our FERC inspection. So our next meeting will be the 26th.
There'll be an agenda posted for the.
And there'll be agenda posted for the FERC inspection week, because we will have more than one commissioner up there.
Possibly an evening meeting coming up here with hospital district board.
Yeah. All right, we're adjourned.